Happy 20th year anniversary! Oh boy, you can't even believe that everything that was released in 2006 is now 20 years old. That also includes the PlayStation 3 and the Wii. How fun is that? Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally tackling the big one. The one that's been built up for I don't know, a couple of years by now. It is the Sonic 06 commentary, and just like usual, I have my good old friends with me. Say hi.
Hello, everybody. Klaus here, and yeah, I'm really excited to be getting into Sonic 06. Yeah, lots of fun things here for sure.
Hello everyone, Spring Char, and yeah, we are tackling Sonic 06, everyone's favorite game. Good old Sonic 06, Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
Or some
Yeah.
people say it is Sonic the Hedgehog. In all
I
caps.
very rarely hear people call this game Sonic the Hedgehog.
But it's
Because,
so
there's
fun to
another
call it
game who
Sonic the
also
Hedgehog.
came... Because there's also another game that came out this year who was also Sonic the Hedgehog, but it was abbreviated to Sonic Genesis.
Well, the official title is Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis, so technically it's not just Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, Rhino.
So okay, but let's start this off because everybody's talked about Sonic 06, but we haven't talked about. Okay, I lie. Already did a review of this game on my backpack account. I'll probably link it below. So I will ask you guys, what are your experiences with Sonic 06 in general, even if you haven't played the game yet?
Well, I first, I think, played the game very briefly at a dentist's office. They had a little side room with a couple of video game consoles set up, and I mean, all I could do was really run around in like the city of Soliana and just run around in the overworld. And then I think the next time I played 06 was at a friend's house, and I had a really good time with the multiplayer mode. Like, I think the multiplayer mode in this game is actually pretty fun. Uh, and then I like that so much. I was like, oh, I want to get the game for myself. And then eventually, when I got an Xbox 360, I managed to get Sonic 06 off of Amazon for like $5, which is a pretty good deal if I do say so myself.
Indeed.
And then, yeah, and then well, I beat and played the game for myself, and I was like, yeah, like, and of course I already knew the game's reputation. I knew how glitchy it was and everything, but what really drew me to it was that, like, in my mind, this was a Sonic Adventure 3, and also this like Silver the Hedgehog. I really wanted to see what Silver the Hedgehog's deal was because he's a character that, even though I never played with him or as him, I really liked him because I used to read a lot of Sonic fan comics slash watch a lot of fan dubs or Sonic fan videos like Shadow759, where his videos
Yay!
had Silver in them, and I was
Hey.
like, oh, Silver seems like a really fun guy here. So yeah, so I guess you could say just really what drew me to the game, despite its flaws, were Silver and just the gameplay. Um, and yeah, and I'm sure you're gonna be hearing about this a lot more in the video, but I'm not a huge fan of Sonic's story. I think Shadow's story and Silver's story have like really good foundations, and yeah, I think like if you don't get like too glitchy of a run, like I think the game is tolerable. Like I don't think it's as awful as people say it is. Like it's not good,
Mm.
but I mean there are far worse games out there, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Spring?
I never played this game.
Roll credits.
Like, legit. This is one of the Sonic games I never played. At most, I played a little bit, kind of like Klaus, a little bit of the multiplayer mode in a friend's house. And that's literally it. I know this game by reputation. I know how infamous it is. Like, how many problems it caused. The problems the game itself has. The fact that now we also have revision history, that people are saying that this game is actually not that bad. Like, it's actually really
Oh.
good. So it's like, it's very interesting. For me, I see Sonic 06 as like a piece of history, video game history. Just because, the mark it gave to the series and video game as a whole. And also, it's interesting to see revisionist history and be part of it, which is so fascinating. But as for me, I don't have much to say about this game that people haven't said before. I think there's a good foundation here, like Klaus said. There's a good DNA. This is Sonic Adventure 3 in anything but name. Like at least gameplay wise, it looks like they were following what worked in Adventure 1 and 2, and trying to streamline it as much as possible, while also being innovating and trying new ideas, more ambitious ideas. Just for one reason or another, rush development, new consoles, deadlines, whatever. This game is a broken mess, from what I've heard and see. From what I've heard. Again, I haven't played this. The maximum was just the most I played was the multiplayer, and I remember telling my friend like, "Wow, you really feel the character slowing down. Like, oh my god, like the control, like what happened here?" But that's literally it. In terms of story, yeah, I don't like Sonic's story. It's boring. Sonic is boring in this game. Shadows is cool. Shadows is, I think, Shadow the Hedgehog done right. And Silver has a good foundation, for sure. I like Klaus. I was curious about Silver because in FanWorks, it appeared. And it's funny how Silver in FanWorks was either the coolest motherfucker alive alongside Shadow or a punching bag. No in between. Like, there was no in between when it came to Silver, so I thought that was fascinating. Like, he was either the coolest motherfucker alongside Shadow, like with his powers. There was the theories. I'm pretty sure Klaus will agree with me about the theories that Silver was Shadow's son from the future, going all Dragon Ball Z.
Love that.
I think Black Knight.
Classic.
And Black Knight confirmed that because of AU shenanigans. Or he would be the punchy bag, like for example in the Kudu 17, another fellow sprite artist that would do the Sonic, Shadow, and Silver sprite show. It was kind of like the sitcom with the sprites. Silver was like the kid, he was like the idiot. People didn't take him seriously. Or in some cases he was just the punching bag, like in Shadow 759. Where, fun fact, in some videos, Shadow759 actually said like, "Oh, Silver's kind of like the Peter Parker of my series. It's like everything goes wrong for him, but yet he's still so cheerful." So like, there's one in between when we come to FanWorks. So I was curious to see Silver, and his story is okay. I think it's okay. Like in another script, maybe if it was the full focus, it would have been much better. But as it stands, there's a lot of things that could have been done better, especially, like, for example, when it comes to Mephiles. But we'll get there when it gets to Silver's story. When it comes to Sonic's story, it's like, hey, do you like Super Mario, the mainline games? Now here's the same thing, but with Sonic.
Yeah.
And there's a romance, because, of course, there's a romance.
Yep.
But that's all I have to say about this game. We'll probably talk more about it, but when it comes to, again, I can't say if it's an underrated masterpiece or if it's as broken as people say, because I haven't played it. I just know the reputation, the revisionist history, and the impact it had on the series. That's pretty much it. The one thing I agree, and I think it's unanimous, the soundtrack fucking rules. I like
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
And the load times suck, but that's, besides the point.
Okay, that's actually a good segue. I pretty much take out nearly all of the load times of this fucking game. Look at this animation.
Fascinating. Amazing. Beautiful.
I take out all the load times because the load times, it's not that they're just big, but they're everywhere. Literally, we had a side quest earlier where we get a new shoes to use. And literally, the side quest says, you talk to the guy, then it loads. Then it loads to a text box of him just saying some extra stuff, then it loads again. Then you finally start the mission, and after you beat the mission, load. Then the guy says something, go to result screen, and then load one more time, and then,
Also, that launch pad just glitched.
yeah.
Dash pad, I should say.
But yeah, like all the load times for the side quests are the reason why I never completed all of them. Of course, other than the ones we had, like the requirements for abilities and stuff. Because it's like I just could not sit through the loading screens for this stupid side quest. That's ridiculous. Like I can tolerate the load screens while going to the stages or whatever, but for the side quests, that's unacceptable.
No.
Now imagine, if you fail the side quest, you have to watch everything all over again.
Yes,
Yep.
there is no retry button. You have to do everything all over again. And in Sonic's story specifically, close to Kingdom Valley, I had to retry because I kept failing at side mission. I had to watch those fucking load times over and over and over again. And I was like, ugh, thank God I edited those out. You guys are not seeing that shit. I hate it. But talking about my experience with Sonic 06, this is a fascinating game to me because, ever since I was a kid, I became a fan of Sonic, like I've mentioned in other commentaries, and now I wanted to play a lot of Sonic games. I grew up with Adventure, grew up with Unleashed, So I experienced two sides of Sonic, but I was already like trying out like classic games, for example, for emulation and stuff like that. Sonic 06 was actually, funnily enough, like I still remember, like it was a few weeks after Adventure One. Me, my parents, and my sis, we went to like another location and spent time there, and we went to Vartan, which is a retailer over here, and I actually had a choice for a game for my birthday because it was I don't think I had gotten anything for my birthday, but they allowed me to get something a bit delayed. And I was thinking between two Sonic games. It was either Unleashed or '06, and my mind decided to go with Unleashed, which I mean, probably was like the greatest decision I ever made, considering Unleashed became one of my favorite games of all time. I'm not sure if I would have hated or liked '06 if I was a kid. I mean, there's a timeline out there that Sonic '06 is actually one of my favorite games of all time, but I'm not sure if I'm that crazy to say that.
It's like it's one of those moments in the destroy-driven games like RPGs where like this decision will impact the story from here on out.
Yes.
Yeah, and also
Save
whenever
now.
we're kids, we're a lot more like tolerable of bad games because we don't have a lot of experience, and I think most of us are just happy to be sitting down and playing any game, really.
Yeah, we do what we can get. But I am with Unleashed, and Sonic 06 would not be a game I would play until 2018, like 6 whole years later, and I was close to being an adult at the time. And when I played it, I was like, huh, yeah, it's Sonic 06. But it's one of those that I didn't come from the game. Unlike some other people, like even though I recognize like yeah this shit is bad, I didn't come away from the game like frustrated or even disappointed. Although that might have been because I already knew
Yeah,
the
I was
game's
gonna say
struggles
like
going
it's
in.
kind of hard to compare because I think when it comes to disappointment, it stems from the people who are looking forward to this game or
Yeah.
are longtime fans. I immediately think of some Kami Johnny or Clement. Those immediately spring to
Yes.
mind, for example. With them, their experience was disappointment because they were expecting something big, something massive. It's the 15th
They followed the
anniversary.
hype cycle.
Yeah, hype cycle. For us, especially new people coming in, we already know this game is infamous. We already know this game had its problems. It's very big problems. So it's not like, oh, we are disappointed because, yeah, we kind of expected. It's just, oh, it's true. This is
Yeah, it's
exactly
true.
what it is.
Yeah, it's very interesting looking back how Sonic 06 had a very powerful hype cycle that, unfortunately, did not like meet the expectations. But when I finally played the game, I was like, huh, it's bad, but hey, I'm glad I played it. I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel like super frustrated with much of anything. And I was just like glad I finally got to try the game, even if it was bad. I was like, I'm glad I got to try it. I didn't feel like I wasted my time. Then a few years afterwards, my old PS3, because now I have a new PS3. My old PS3, I lost all the save data through a very unfortunate accident while I was updating like the console, I believe. And because of that, I
I blew up a feather.
Yeah.
I'll just say right now, some of the edits are homages to certain people I've watched in the past, but that's you'll see more of that later. But I decided after I lost all the save data from my PC, I was like, oh, I lost all the save data. Oh, that's sad. It included my original Sonic Unleashed save data, which I did 100%. I have since redone 100%, but at least I didn't lose those trophies because the trophies are tied to your account, which you can start up at any time. So I was like, you know what? Let me do like this is 2022, so I was like, Sonic Frontiers is coming out later this year, so let me do a 3D Sonic marathon. I went from SA1, SA2, Heroes, finally trying out Shadow the Hedgehog, and, well, I will not repeat my opinions here because, well, you have a whole commentary for that. And then I played '06 again, and then Unleashed, Colors, and Generations. I did not go to Lost World because I had just played Lost World at the time. And Sonic Forces because I didn't want to. Fun fact about that scene, you get the ability to slide under, but the moment you buy the sliding upgrades, you could just run into it. You'll pass just fine. That's amazing coding there. But I replayed the game and my opinions didn't change. I felt exactly the same as before. You know, I don't know what you're talking about. So and then like now I was like, you know what? I'm doing reviews on Backlog. I was like, I knew I wanted to do a commentary for this game. So what you guys seeing is my third playthrough of the game, and this is one of those cases where yeah, I feel the same as before. It's just that now because I did a review on Backlog, I was able to put out all my opinions in a organized and structured way out there, just so I'm like, yeah, I've experienced all that this game had to offer, or most of it. I have not experienced like most of the side quests because I don't care enough. I've never gone for 100% because it's a waste of time, especially on the PS3 because there are no achievements. This is a game came out before trophies were a thing, and I've tried out a little bit of the DLC, but I'm not tried out like very hard and boss rush because I don't care enough. I mean, very hard from my scene does have different level designs, so that's interesting. But boss attack is literally boss attack, like. Ugh. While Team Attack Amigo, that's the most interesting DLC. I'll actually show it off in the last part of this commentary. Uh, but besides that, no. Sonic 06 is such an is like it's like the story. I don't like the story to be honest. Like there are some interesting things in there, absolutely, but it has so many problems. Like with Methless, like with Sonic's story, like not being interesting. With time travel, I being so reliant on time loops that it's like it feels more so a crux. Like they're using it as a crux to make the story make sense when instead of actually, you know, being a little bit more intelligent with how they use time travel and a bunch of other stuff. Coupled with the fact that the game has a realistic art style that works for the environments, doesn't work for the characters, in my opinion. This is like this is funny for me because I'm a guy that normally likes the clash between realism, between realism and cartoon. You know, I like with Smash Brothers that you get someone like Mario fighting against Snake. I think that's pretty cool. But this is one of those cases where I think the cartoony characters don't really mesh well with the humans because the humans themselves look like shit, to be honest. But the realistic environments look good. But again, the art direction in general doesn't look great, and they try to make the Sonic characters more slightly more realistic by making them more lanky and having different eyes, I think. But I don't know, the art direction just doesn't work that well, even if I can acknowledge that the models especially on the box art are aura farming and raw as fuck. So yeah, that's pretty much my opinions for my experiences with 06. They're actually pretty simple in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, I think I'll use that as a segue to talk about this guy right here, the EX Cerberus.
Cerberus is supposed to have 3 heads.
Yeah, which is very like Eggman. You have an IQ of 300, and he's like, I'm gonna make an egg Cerberus. I was like, okay, buddy. And you don't even put 3 heads. It's like,
Yeah, well,
I guess.
the Cerberus in like Persona doesn't have 3 heads either.
So it's a Sega thing.
Yeah, yeah. Although, wait, Cerberus was in what Persona game?
Well, it could have appeared in earlier ones, but I mean, I remember it from Persona 5.
Okay, if it appears in the earlier ones, then that was before Atlas was bought by Sega. So, but I guess it is within the Sega. You know, like I'm gonna buy a company that doesn't know what a Cerberus is, just like me. But and also like it's just a dog. You literally grab it on its head, bash it in the statues, and that's it. Like, Eggman. Do you really like? I'm not sure if Eggman thought this through.
Well, I
And
mean,
it just died.
yeah, well, I mean, he's the guy who made the egg dealer, so
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to take him seriously after the egg dealer.
But this game is
I still-
supposed to be.
I still think that's
Oh,
probably
go
the
ahead.
worst Eggman robot. The egg dealer, or the boss fight. No, boss fight I
It's
don't know
not
if it's
even
the
that-
worst, but like in terms of just concept alone, like what the hell, Eggman?
It's not even that much of a fun boss fight, gotta be honest, because you're just
How long
constantly
is this gonna
chasing
go
him.
on?
Come on. A long time, Sonic.
I miss Jason Griffith as Sonic though.
Yeah. One last hurrah for the 4 kids grass. Woo! You don't you dare turn your back on me.
Some
Can we
Call Me
talk
Johnny
about this
reference,
game's...
for those who don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
why does Ryder start spewing random lines out of it's a Some Call Me Johnny reference?
Yeah, I apologize. Okay, let's talk about this game's voice acting. Just like Shadow of 5, this game employs a 4 kids cast, and which pretty much became the mainstay until Sonic and Sega all started racing, I believe.
Yeah, also racing. Yeah. They have the. I mean, it's reused clips, but yeah. I guess I guess it counts.
Yeah. So I guess Black Knight would be the last fully original one. When we talk about that.
Again, unless you count Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games.
Was it reused or was it?
I mean,
new?
it was reused, but some characters have new line deliveries.
Okay, then
quotes. So.
I guess I count that one. But in terms of mainline Sonic, well, I'll say Black Knight is a spin-off. In terms of Sonic Team games, there we go. Ow. This game is. Okay, so it's clear that the 4 kids cast took a while for them to get used to their roles. But this game's voice delivery is, in my opinion, all over the goddamn place because it doesn't feel like there's any solid direction. Like you go one time, Silver is like Ibush Twiga, and then Sonic is like Ali, in the most melodramatic way possible. But like the voice line doesn't have much weight. Like and then Shadow goes, "Let's get him moving," and some people have compared him to an elephant.
Uh-oh,
I haven't heard that one.
Me neither.
Was it an elephant or something else? I remember like seeing an animation.
Like, why the elephant? Like,
or like a cow.
That'd be a cow or a bull, not an elephant.
Yeah.
Or like when Shadow like falls off a level, he's like, no! And like contrast that with Shadow the Hedgehog when he falls off a cliff and he's just like, damn, not here. Like it's just a minor inconvenience.
He's the ultimate life form.
Well, Klaus, as a Shadow the Hedgehog fanboy of the group, which one let's do a character discussion. Which one you think it fits better? Him going, no! Or saying, damn, not here.
Well, I think damn not here is funnier, and yeah, you're right. It's just he could just like teleport out of the hole anyway, so it's not a big deal.
but he does lose a life, and if you get a game over in Shadow of 5, he blacks out like Pokemon.
But then he comes back and says, "I will find out the truth." So there you go.
Yeah, he's unstoppable.
It's funny. We already done with Shadow of 5. But yeah, we still discuss Shadow of 5. What a game that was.
Yeah, and we're talking about that game over Sonic 06.
Speaking of Sonic 06, we got these, I hate the Sonic levels where he has to carry Elise around because he moves even slower than before, and Sonic is already notorious. It feels like he moves slower. Maybe that's not the case, but
I didn't notice the difference, to be honest. I just noticed that you can't slide anymore, and that's really
maybe that's why, because it's like, okay, for getting rid of movement options. So I don't like the bits where he has to carry Elise around. It's really annoying. Like, this is not what Sonic was meant to be. It's not meant to be no.
I don't mind them, to be honest, but it's like, I think the reason why I don't mind them is because the level design is still pretty good. And that's the thing about Sonic 06. In spite of all of its problems, the level design is actually pretty decent. It's actually kind of fun.
Word for it.
No, I mean, I like them too, because it's just, I mean, like I say, it just brings back the adventure feelings where the levels are a lot more open and there's like, it just like feels like you're not just going in a straight line. It's like not, I mean, we are still going forward, but
yes.
It's not like the Boost games where it's just like a hallway. There's like actual like thought to the level design here, and I like
you say that, but Unleashed Generations had pretty good level design as well. That was not just hallways, especially Generations.
Well, I guess I'm just biased because I hate the Boost formula. So.
And that's a very intriguing discussion, now does it? Oh wait a minute, guys. Let me put up the Windows XP computer.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
I miss Windows XP.
Yeah, I grew up with it. It's like some of my first computers were that, but then I got a Windows Vista computer, and then that eventually died. So
I have a soft spot for Windows Vista, but it's not a very good operating system.
The thing is that I always hear that Windows Vista was shit. Windows Vista launched poorly, and a lot of people went back to XP. But I haven't done research on this. Why was Vista worse than XP? I actually don't know.
I don't know the specifics, but I just know people say that.
well.
I know 7 pretty much built it up on the foundation of Windows Vista, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah. Windows 7 was pretty good. I never got Windows 8, but I also heard it. But I heard, funnily
No,
enough,
Windows
that
8
wasn't.
sucks. I had Windows
Yeah.
8 on my Surface, which was like a thing that Microsoft was trying to do, like mixing and matching a tablet, like an iPad with a laptop, and no, that sucked. Like
Why did it suck?
they were trying to mimic the Xbox menu, and it just looked awkward.
Oh my god.
It was so freaking slow. Yeah, no.
Oh.
Windows 8, I can say it sucks. Windows Vista, I can say no. It worked fine. It had a lot of like unique functionality. I think it's just I noticed a lot of programs I had would crash more often than not on Windows Vista than on XP. So maybe that's it. But again, I'm talking about experience. I have a soft spot because my first ever laptop in 2008 was Windows Vista. It just looks so brand new. Like, oh, there's a thing with the like you can put like little gadgets or widgets on the side. And one was like a slideshow of pictures it had. You can put like a giant clock.
A little puzzle.
Like there was like so many like little games there. Like I have a soft spot for Windows Vista. I'm pretty sure some people can make their same argument for Windows 8. So for Windows Windows 8. So
Revisionist history also coming to Windows.
hey, it happens to a lot of series, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like Smash Brothers had that.
Well, Smash was like what? Brawl was always good, or
Like
I mean, I always loved
people
Brawl.
said Brawl was the worst one during the Smash 4 days.
Mm.
And then
I
during
mean,
Smash Ultimate, I heard nothing but praises for Brawl, especially the Subspace emissary.
I do remember, like, when Brawl came out, a lot of people had knee-jerk reactions, but they were the competitive guys that came off of Melee, and were like, no, this game's slow, you know?
Well, and they're right. Brawl is very slow, but whenever you're a kid playing Brawl with your friends, Brawl is a super fun game, and that's
Yeah.
what Sakurai always intended for Smash to be, is more of a party fun game. Yeah, I mean,
And,
Brawl was fun when I was
game.
playing with my friends, but whenever I tried playing online once and I was swarmed by a bunch of Meta Knights, it was the most miserable experience of my life.
Oh, with the lag too.
With the lag, yeah, no, I just self-destructed out of that match because I couldn't even play.
Oh my god.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, for one match, like I can understand why you never come back to Brawl Online ever again after that.
Yep.
Oh, here's the infamous boss fights.
It's no
He
use.
grabbed me.
No, you take
No
this.
use.
Sure.
And
It's
It's
no
no
Oh,
use.
we're already dead. Oh, lovely.
and dead.
That.
I kept that death because I was like, gotta show it off.
Yeah,
But
and
here's
you
what-
can get stuck here, like
Yes.
in a loop because it throws you against the chair, and you can still collect the ring. So yeah, you're stuck there in a death loop.
Yes, which is why I am now showing you off the actual strategy, which is bait him into say, how about this? Then you get to him and then when you attack him, and ladder risk repeat. If it wasn't for that game-breaking glitch, this boss fight would have been probably one of the easiest in the franchise, actually.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this game was not coded very well. Because, from what I understand, okay, so development was already very rushed, and then they split the team in half for the other half to go to Secret Rings, because we gotta get a Sonic on the Wii ASAP.
It wasn't Secret
I'm
Rings initially Sonic 06, but for the Wii.
Yes, it was. It was supposed to be, but they realized, oh, when they got to Wii's devs kits, they were like, oh, this shit is not comparable to PS3 and Xbox 360. So instead of just scrapping it and be like, okay, we'll look into the Wii later. No, it's like, we gotta make a Sonic for the Wii right away. So they split the team of this very ambitious game in half.
And all for Sonic and the Secret Rings, guys. Wasn't that worth it?
I mean, that game ended up getting a 69 on Metacritic, so maybe it was worth it. But, but from what I understand, the game was becoming too unstable, and there was actually a demo that came out on the Xbox 360. You can no longer find it. It's been delisted long ago, where the game actually looked, but like ran better and performed better than the final game. The reason why that is that during development, because of how unstable that build was, they went back to an earlier, more stable build, which ended up being this, which was, I don't want to call it beta, but it's kind of like that because it was not optimized. You want to know why the load times are so big? Because for some reason, they decided to load the entire hub even when it's not necessary, like in the silver boss fights. So,
Oh my gosh.
what? The only things it doesn't load are like bridges But even then, the collision is loaded. So I've seen people glitch out of the silver boss fights, and they can just walk on bridges that are completely invisible, like they're Jesus or something.
Oh wow, that's a special problem.
And then they get launched into space. How funny.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
done that.
yeah. Oh, okay. Here's the stupidest side quest of all time. You talk to this guy because you guys like, oh, you gotta find the soldier in the town. You immediately talk to him. It's like some trick you. It's like, oh, can you figure out who the captain is? Big low time, by the way. Then you talk. It's like if you figure it out, and it's like, oh, it's this guy. Literally the guy who gave you the mission. That's it. That's the mission.
Riveting. Very riveting.
What a waste of time. What the fuck?
Nest rank. Yay.
Easy S
fantastic.
rank.
Eh,
I'm skipping out the gold medals, but whenever you get an S rank or beat a mission, you get a gold medal, and you can save the game. Unless you're unfortunate enough to die in like Wave Ocean, and get a game over, and then you have to rewatch the cutscenes all over again because there's no save point before Wave Ocean. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
you can just say it's funny that Elise got captured again. Meanwhile,
Again.
Sonic, supposedly from the way the cutscene showed, he's running to fight Eggman and save Elise. Meanwhile, leaving Amy with a psychopath that, as far as I know, psychopath that can move things with his mind.
Yes.
You got this, Amy. You can kick his ass.
well, yeah. I mean, Amy's she's like hella strong. She could totally kick Silver's ass if she put her mind to it.
Meanwhile,
Not-
while
Wait,
Sonic is
where are we
running,
going?
it tells like, "Oh, Sonic, Knuckles wants to talk to you." It's like, screw
Oh my
Elise,
god!
man.
Oh my god! It's like the Knuckles flying in Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Remember Sonic Boom when people said it was the next Sonic 06 when it came out? Good times.
That's the thing. It had worse scores in 06. It wasn't like in the 30s, but that game is so unremarkable that not even it being a glitchy mess makes it interesting. At least with Sonic 06, I think the reason why it's such a unique presence and why it's so memorable is because it tried, but it failed miserably. While Sonic Boom, it didn't even try much. Anything that project could have been originally from that initial teaser trailer that showed like, ooh, mysterious ruins and stuff like that. Ooh, maybe there's some interesting story. Was all like so diluted by the end that there was nothing interesting at the end. It's kind of like what Johnny said in his Sonic Boom review. Like, this is a brand new world to Sonic, but there's no establishment of any of these characters and how they're like, so you just kind of assume and stuff like that. And there's not much story there besides that Lyric is a prick, which we already knew from the get-go, so there's also
Yeah.
shadows there.
Yeah,
it
Shadow's
is
there for some
Shadow.
reason.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel. Like I'd rather something kind of like mess up a little bit as long as it showed like actual like ambition and kind of like original ideas and a bit of drive than versus something be just like boring and bland. Like that's objectively worse, I think.
That's it.
And especially, oh my god, I remember like the Sonic Boom trailers. I was like, oh my god, this game looks so fun. And then of course they had to, of course they had to change it to tie in the TV show, which I love the TV show as its own thing. And then of course the Wii U wasn't really, they couldn't get the game to really work on Wii U, so they had to really water it down a lot too. But because I played the demo of Sonic Boom and I was like, this is boring. It's genuinely boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? I don't want to use this term, but it feels like licensed game schlop.
Slop game is slop. But it pretty much is because I'll be honest. Like I do want to play Sonic Boom Rise of the Lyric one of these days because I think it would be funny. But I have literally not much interest in the Sonic Boom universe outside of that. And the only reason why I'm interested in Rise of the Lyric is because of how bad it is. I'm not interested in Shadow of the Crystal because, from what I understand, that is a game that wants you to go fast, but also wants you to explore constantly, and levels can get really long. Fire and Ice, maybe I play because it's decent from what I hear, but not that interested. And the Sonic Boom TV show, I've seen plenty of clips online, and they're funny, but that's it. I don't think there's much more outside of that besides a simple Saturday morning cartoon, which I'm already kind of like about. Like I have to be in a specific mindset to enjoy them. So like,
So how's that in the Super
Sonic
Mario
Boom-
Brothers Super Show Marathon going?
You know what? I actually, it's funny because yeah, it's very funny to do this because just to give the viewers some context. So I started watching last year in August the Super Mario Bros. Super Show because I remember I watched it as a kid, but I don't remember much of it. I was like, you know what? This time around, I'm gonna watch the full show as is, all the Mario and Zelda episodes and the live action segments. I wanted to have that complete experience. But I was very much on and off for so long that throughout this year 2026 I was just barely watching it. I tried going back in May, but what happened is that I watched one episode and then Nintendo was like, oops, Star Fox directed 10 minutes. I was like, oh, it's the fuck. Okay. And then that just kind of let go. But then at the time of recording, a few days ago, I went back to the show because I was like, you know, I'm motivated. Let me watch it. I've been watching like I watched like 10 episodes, over 10 episodes by now, and yeah, I think I'm now in the mood to watch it, and I've been having a bit of fun, and it's just kind of funny. Mario wanting the pasta power, and then Luigi being scaredy, and Peach wanting to save her people from the oppression of King Koopa, who in one episode was tried to be the emperor of the desert and had the 10 commandments. Thou shalt always give coins to Koopa and some other bullshit like that. I kind of like the structure of parodies with this one. But besides that, no, Sonic Boom like doesn't really have much going for it. And at the end of the day, I'm like, Sonic Boom is the biggest waste of time I've ever fucking seen this franchise to have, because it like, from what I understood, especially with that teaser trailer, or in even before that, with like the concept art, how I think it was called Sonic Synergy, it was supposed to be that name,
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
Big Red Button, which was made of former Naughty Dog developers that worked on like Jack and Daxter and stuff like that. They were like, okay, let's make it like an adventure for Sonic, you know, going for ruins and stuff like that. It looked interesting, but Sega looked at that project and was like, okay, we're doing the Sonic Boom cartoon, make it a Sonic Boom game, and they invested so much. They also got Senzaro Games, who had made Sly 4 and the HD remasters of the Sly Cooper trilogy on the PS3, to make a Sonic Boom game for the 3DS as well. They want this to be a big thing, but the thing is that the original teaser trailer of Sonic Boom made it seem so it was more serious, which, hey, it makes sense because, you know, at the time with games like Lost World and Colors, they were leaning way more into the comedy aspect in the mainline game. So, hey, maybe an alternate series that gave more attention to the series side of things, that would have been interesting. Problem is that the final game is more comedy based, especially the TV show. So it makes me wonder, what was the point of Sonic Boom? Like, I have no idea. This just ended up being a waste of time, and a bad waste of time, because it cost Sega a shit ton of money, because Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric ended up becoming one of the worst selling Sonic games of all time, and in 2015 Sega was in really bad financial decisions, and only slowly but surely did they like turn things around. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, certainly doesn't help that, of course, the game had issues. I mean, it certainly didn't help that it was already, that it was exclusive to, well, just the Rise of Lyric was exclusive to a console that already didn't sell well and had a poor reputation.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not
Like,
sure
if
why
the
they
game had-
used like the big new game, you know, to a new series, and they chose to limit it to one console instead
Because
of
it was
like
part
maybe
of the
using
deal.
another game to part of their exclusivity deal. Even then, that exclusivity deal we said multiple times before, like was
Yeah.
so dumb for even for Nintendo themselves. Like one of the games was Mario and Sonic, like we said before. Like that was gonna be exclusive either way.
Yeah.
yeah, and honestly, like, you know, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games is still really good to this day. To me, I always loved it.
Yeah, I heard that one, the Sochi one, the one that's on Wii U.
Yeah.
That's the Russian one. That one I heard that one's not very good. And you can tell because the opening, you compare the opening of that game compared to the one from 2010 for the Vancouver Olympic Games. It's night and day.
Yeah.
Like even the trailers look less exciting. Like you can tell that one was really. I'm pretty sure they probably didn't have plans to do maybe the Winter Olympic Games for that year, but decided, you know what, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Just because of the
And
exclusivity
I think
deal.
it will. Yeah, it would end up also becoming the last one that they would make for the Winter Olympics, because I think Sega then lost the license. I think Ubisoft took it.
Yeah.
And then after the Tokyo 2021s, they never came back to it. And then the Olympic Games eventually, the Olympic the Olympic community just said, no, we're not making more Mario and Sonic games. We're gonna invest in other bullshit. And I'm like,
AKA
okay,
NFTs.
yeah. And I'm like, NFTs
Yeah.
in 2020. Well, this was last year, right? Or was this year?
I think it was last
Uh,
year. Last year.
Oh
Last
my.
year.
Last year or
Yeah.
2 years ago, actually. 2024, I think. Actually, I think.
Uh, Still, very way too late. That's way too late for a shitty technology. Wowie.
I'm gonna miss those
Uh,
games.
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
do want to try them out eventually. I just don't know when because I think okay. So it's like I wish there was a proper Mario Sonic crossover, but I think what we got was interesting nonetheless. Like, oh, who would have thought that the Mario and Sonic would compete in the Olympic Games? You know, especially looking back, it's like I can understand why people were disappointed. I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed just thinking about it, but I'm also like, Olympic Games. I think that's a neat idea. And the games did evolve. The Beijing ones, that was pretty simple. But then the Vancouver ones, they show promise. And then the London one is often considered the best in the series. Like, oh, okay, this is the shit. And then Sochi was like, and then the Rio one was like, and then Tokyo one was like,
I guess
So,
there's only so many times you can redo the Olympic Games, right?
Yeah.
but it was
'Cause
also they were getting worse, from what I understand. Like dream events, like disappeared after the Sochi games, and I was like,
No,
why?
they technically were still part of Rio, just completely guttered. Like, just like free,
Uh,
and they were not dream-like. Just felt like, oh, same events, but just now with special powers.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It's not like, for example, Vancouver or London, where it's like, oh, it's a dream. Oh, you're doing the event, but it's like in a Mario stage or a Sonic stage, for example. I remember Dream Fencing from London. It's in the Seaside Hill stage with Ocean Palace remix. You know, and it's the idea is to knock the people out of the platform with your sword. You know, that's a dream event. In
Yeah,
the Rio, it would just
and-
be, oh, it's fencing again, but now with special moves. It's like, that's not exciting.
Yeah, and like the Dream figure skating in the Winter Olympics, that was my favorite one. Whenever you do the Sonic one, it's like you're skating around, you're collecting all the Chaos Emeralds, and then you have to fight a perfect Chaos made of ice at the end. It's really cool. Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually one of the reasons why I do want to try some of those games. It's just that they're also Olympic games, and considering that I'm most likely gonna play them for myself. I'm also like, And the thing is that because of the license, I do not think that these games will ever be re-released. I just like it's just straight up impossible at this point. So if, for example, there ever was like a DS or Wii NSO, like far off in the future, those games I don't think are gonna come. They're just gonna be stuck in the past. So hope you got a Wii or DS or a Wii U for
And
Soshi ones.
Yeah, and can find them at the used game store.
Yep.
Yeah, which I mean they're cheap right now because, but I also wonder how cheap are gonna get be because here's my theory. Oh god damn it, those Eggman dice! I'm not supposed to see this. Uh, my theory is that GameCube stuff. You know, sixth generation consoles, especially GameCube. PS2, it depends on the game, but GameCube has been getting more and more expensive. I get the feeling that eventually people will feel nostalgic about the Wii, and prices are going to go up for that. And
People are
probably
already
some
nostalgic for the Wii. I think people are already nostalgic for the Wii.
then maybe we're going to see that soon, or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Just watch how many people were pissed about the new Nintendo Switch Sports, how the Mii's were being replaced. Or how much money did the Tomodachi Life made. Even though that's not really a Wii game, but it's like it's with the Mii's. Iconic with the Wii.
Yeah.
So,
The thing is that, and I have to say, like, well, but the Mii's are still playable, you know, in Nintendo Switch Sports. So
but you can, I mean, it's one thing being playable, the other thing was being completely cast aside for the new guys. And you can feel Nintendo was doing that. If I remember, like in some earlier drafts, they were not going to include the Mii's. From what I remember hearing in the video, so.
okay, I didn't know about that the draft. So I guess it makes sense, but it's also like, yeah, with Miitopia and Tomodachi Life, like people love the Mii's, so it feels weird. It's like, but it's not. But I'm gonna say even though I haven't played Switch Sports, I don't mind the sports Mii's. I think they look fine. But I also feel like maybe some people are a bit too serious about they replaced the Mii's. The
I
sports
just feel
Mii's.
like the new sportsmen are just pointless. If I'm really my take, I just think they're pointless. I don't mind the Mii's being the one used because it's the ones that are synonymous with Mii Sports, with sports and then Nintendo. But I'm not pissed. I just think they're pointless.
I wouldn't find them pointless. I think I can understand like them wanting to have like a more solid avatar compared to the Mii's. but
For
I also
example,
don't
tell
have
me
much of a
something that
stake on
the
that.
sportsmates do that the Mii's don't.
I don't know. The art style is different. It's a more unified art style. It's less blocky.
Well, I don't know, but like the me, like with like the Wii Sports and the Mii's, it had kind of like almost like a dreamlike quality to the graphics, but like it was like really charming. You're not playing Wii Sports for the graphics, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But it's also
It's
because for the Guerrero, a lot of people have nostalgia for that now. The aesthetic of the Wii.
Like I said,
Uh,
people feel nostalgic for the Wii.
yes. I just feel like what Nintendo's trying to do with the Switch Sports games is trying to reach the casual audience in general, which most of them are not going to really care.
The Nintendo Sports did sell very well, so I guess
Yeah, it did.
they did get that casual audience.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel like they're doing the same for Resort. It's like, let's do it again. They're also selling that game for cheaper than other Switch 2 games. It's 50 digital and 60 physical. So like, they clearly want it to be accessible to people. Oh, now going back to '06, we're now in the future because Eggman has a time machine that sends them to random points in time. We never see that time machine ever again.
It's okay. He was using the time stones.
The time. Wouldn't it be some shit if Sonic 06 actually had the time stones?
You know, that would make that line in Sonic Generations 2024 actually make sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, okay, it's weird because Sonic 06. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's a reboot." It's like it's a reboot, but no, from my understanding, this game isn't really a reboot. It's just more that they use the word reboot to represent revivals, is they want to capture the popularity that Sonic had in the 90s all over again with this game. Which in some aspects you could kind of see this game as a bit of a time capsule because, realistic graphics and, a lot of content, big worlds and all that stuff. Kind of like going with the trends of what games were becoming at the time. Now, where they did them well is an entirely different conversation, but it does feel like this game was tried to follow some trends. So I could see that. But in terms of storyline, this game isn't really a reboot, but it doesn't really reference anything that came before, as far as I'm aware. Like Shadow, there's not much that's referenced from Shadow 05. I mean, the fact that he works for Gun now is like, well, okay, sure. After they give you ass in Shadow 05, it's kind of interesting that you now decided to join Gun. But okay.
I mean, that could show character development on Shadow's part. He's willing to leave the past behind. He's like, okay, I'm gonna fresh start with Gun. Maybe I can do some good, and I don't know. Maybe they got the idea from the Shadow the Hedgehog expert mode, where the commander's talking to Shadow and being all friendly and inviting him to the barbecue or whatever, however that went. But I think another reason why some people might be like, okay, well, '06 is kind of a reboot in a sense. Like maybe, so if we like try to tie it to Sonic Rush, it's a minor thing. It's just like Blaze doesn't like, whenever like Silver's talking to Mephiles and they mention a blue hedgehog, Blaze doesn't make any acknowledgement that she knows who Sonic is. She's just like, blue hedgehog ?
Yeah.
And like she doesn't know what's going on. So it's like, okay, so that's kind of the only thing that's a little bit weird.
I think it's because, like Rhino said, this game, the gameplay aside, because the gameplay feels like a reference to Sonic Adventure, especially the first level in Wave Ocean. So it's like one step away from being called Emerald Coast.
Yeah.
Besides that, this game doesn't really reference anything. It feels very self-contained. And there's, of course, the inconsistencies because of Blaze, Didn't she see Sonic when Mephiles showed the Chaos Emerald with Sonic there? She didn't recognize him? Apparently not.
Yeah.
So that's why the reason why people may thought at first this was a reboot, because this feels like it's so separate from everything. Like,
yes,
there's nothing, there's no Green Hill Zone here. Like, then it's funny because then in the 2010s it's the opposite. It was Green Hill Zone everywhere.
Yes. Now in retrospect, I think I can understand why this game feels so self-contained, because when I was doing research for my review, I kind of pieced together as like, oh wait, this game was made by the Japanese Sonic team, not the American one that already had been doing Adventure 2, Heroes, and Shadow. When in retrospect, Adventure 2 does feel kind of detached from Adventure 1 in terms of story. Only a few references here and there, like to call speech the Knuckles does to the Master Emeralds at the end of the game. But besides that, it's very self-contained from Adventure 1 in terms of story. But then Heroes connects to Adventure 2, and Shadow connects to Heroes. While '06, which was done by Japanese Sonic team, which, fun fact, the last Sonic game they had made was Adventure 1, yeah, feels self-contained. I really wonder, they probably did not have the notes. And now, it makes sense why Sonic Team was able to crank out Knight's Journey of Dreams the following year, because Takashi Iizuka was involved with it, because he was in the American branch of Sonic Team at the time, or at least he was in North America around that time, and was able to do this, to do Knights, while the Japanese side were doing Sonic, which is Sonic '06, which is why Takashi Iizuka was not really involved with this game that much, as far as I'm aware.
Now it makes me think, who was doing Sonic Riders? Sonic Riders also came out in 2006.
Yeah, because I researched the game sometimes, and Sonic Riders was Sonic Team, but I'm actually gonna search here Sonic Riders. I feel like there was another team that helped with Sonic Riders, but I'm not completely sure. Let me see. Now Production. Yeah, it's a company called Now Production. Never heard of them before, but that's what they say on Wikipedia.
There you go.
So
yeah, because it's another project.
Yeah,
Same year,
and
no less.
and then Sonic Genesis. I'm not even sure if that one was done by Sonic Team, but considering how shit it was, I mean, maybe it could have been done by Sonic Team, and they were just incredibly rushed to do that port, which is why it's shit. I've actually played that one a few months back. Yeah, it's shit. Didn't even bother making a review for it. I don't care. And I went for all the Chaos Emeralds. I was like, yeah,
You mad,
I have rewinded myself.
You mad,
I was like,
man.
I had a rewind. I was like, I don't care. It's like, and then afterwards, it's like, yeah, this is bad. I don't want to play this ever again. It sucks. Like, it's not even because of the emulation.
Sorry.
It-
Every time I see this cutscene, I just think someone made an edit where the Windows XP power shut off sound effect plays when Knuckles just turns around. It's like Knuckles just shuts down at that point.
Oh, this is our first appearance of Mephilas Dirk. Oh my god.
Dan Green. Good old
Dan Green. He has green eyes. Because he copied Shadow's Shadow, whereas we'll see in the next parts. But he's showing that, look at the past, look at Soliana. Elise died. Oh my god, Elise died. Who was the person to blame? He shows the Chaos Emeralds. Who was the Iblis Trigger? Well,
Elmo.
Elmo, yeah.
I see it.
I see
It was Elmo
I
the whole
see it
time.
now.
And
And again, Blaze. I mean, unless Blaze didn't. I don't know. Blue Hedgehog. Okay, no reaction.
Okay. Yeah, she's just like quizzical about it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Blaze doesn't really do anything in this plot, to be
It
honest.
kind of feels. It's really funny because from what I can tell from reviews, she's probably one of the best characters when it comes to gameplay styles. But she's
Yes.
completely
Yeah.
pointless in the story. Like, even the one scene where maybe she could have talked to Silver and talk about, to kill someone, is it really the right thing to do? No. Like Johnny says, her best answer goes like,
Yeah. Look at Tails' animation here.
They just slap in the keyboard.
This motion capture. Also, his fangs. That's cute.
He's a fox, makes sense. That's something I actually noticed in some of the older Sonic games where, like Knuckles also had fangs.
Shadow also
Oh,
had
yeah.
fangs, yeah.
But Sonic rarely has fangs, actually. Huh. I guess, something happened with, he doesn't have a whole lot of chest fur and Shadow and Silver. I think something happened with Sonic. I'm not sure. Just a little bit of a thing because we saw that earlier. You guys saw how the footage was freezing a little bit. Yeah, it was the audio crackles and the stuttering. But I did figure out that because this was recorded with software encoding, I didn't really know the difference. So starting with the second part, I did hardware encoding instead, and it was much better. I barely had stutters or audio crackles. So I hope I can record better in future commentaries as well. So yeah, but if you see any stutters and stuff like that, yeah, my PC kind of shit. I also love that they reused this exact same animation for Knuckles.
Don't be late. Same to you.
That's
Shadow is
it.
so cool, you guys.
Sonic is so boring, you guys. It's
You
like,
know,
don't be late.
again, it's
Okay.
like people were. I remember like there's like a sentiment maybe alongside maybe the classic Sonic fans where Shadow was getting too popular. He was going to replace Sonic. You know, after this
Ooh.
game, I could see the vision.
Yeah, you know, yeah. I mean, Shadow is all. It's been number 2 in terms of the most popular Sonic character. So, and he did get a year of Shadow.
Yeah, and the Year of Shadow is very profitable as
And
well.
like a certain ear of Luigi.
But yeah, which is so funny. I remember like, oh, years Luigi 2013. You know, a year all about Luigi, and ended up becoming one of the worst years for Nintendo financially.
And even then,
I mean,
what did Luigi get exactly? He got Luigi Mansion 2, right? Or Dark
You got the new
Super Luigi U.
Super Luigi U. He
Yeah.
got I mean,
Dr.
Mario
Luigi.
Luigi technically, you know, Dream Team is all about
They,
Luigi in his dreams.
they did count out, yeah, and they did Dr. Luigi, and then also I think they partially counted 3D Worlds because they put like a Luigi Easter egg in there, where you can find like some 8-bit Luigi's sometime around, and if you beat the game, you unlock Luigi Brothers, which is a reskin of Mario Brothers. Yeah,
Hmm.
fascinating.
Honestly, they should just like make a year of Bowser and appeal to all the people who think Bowser's hot.
Chibi-doki.
There's a market. You know what? I'll even bring you to Bowser and Luigi, because Bowser X Luigi, I've heard from a friend, it's actually the stonks are as high as they've been. And I think someone in the Mario Brothers 2 movie knew that, because you cannot tell me that Bowser and Luigi have a bromance in that movie, and I was not inspired by that fan art. Because in the first movie they have no, besides, you know, just the sexual tension when he's being questioned, there's nothing.
I never
And that's
thought
enough
Jack-
for some people.
Yeah. I never thought Jack Black and Charlie Day were gay, but good for them.
Good for them, good for them.
Oh,
You know, I
You know,
agree with
that's
that
a-
sentiment as well, Klaus. If they do another remake of Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, let's go. Third
that-
time's the charm,
that-
guys.
that remake was so pointless.
It's like you can just play the original game on the 3DS. My,
And from my understanding, like the side mode was not really that interesting, and the game also came out at the worst time too.
If I'm gonna be
It
completely
came out
honest, I'm not gonna like one of those people who's gonna say that, you know, when it went to 3D it lost its charm. No, I think Mario and Luigi look great as 3D, like in the 3DS. But god damn, compare the original Bowser's Inside Story with the remake. The remake looks so soulless. Like,
Soul slop, soul slop, yeah.
Soul slop, exactly. Soul slop. It's we have too many souls. We need a tail doll to take care of that. You're right, Brian.
We need to play Dark Souls. That's gonna be the
Dark
next
Souls.
commentary.
And Demon Souls while you're at it.
Yeah, the PS5 remake, one of the very few exclusives. For but no, that's very unfortunate. But at least Brothership, from my understanding, looks good. It's just that, god damn, that game pads itself out with so much tutorials.
Yeah.
That's what I hear, at least.
It's just funny.
Yes,
I
it
remember
is fun.
hearing that the Dream Team also was very handholdy. So I guess.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't played either game. This is just what I hear from reviews. So take it or leave it.
Same here.
Yeah. So Mario and Luigi was already. Dream Team was already considered handholdy. Well, they didn't learn the lesson with Brothership, from what I hear.
Well, at least with Brothership, I can kind of understand because it had been a long time since we had a Mario and Luigi game, and there was like new people making it, so I guess they just didn't feel too confident in people's ability to just intuitively pick up on how to play the game. Even though
Yes, I agree.
most people
but,
playing Brothership are probably people who already play Mario and Luigi, so
yeah, they should allow you to skip the tutorials. You know,
Give an option.
like
Give an option,
yeah.
please.
options are always good. When you take them away, I'm just gonna be like, no, you're being pee pee poo poo. I don't like that.
I hope that they do that. I wish that they would start doing that in the mainline Pokemon games, because it's like, I know how to catch a Pokemon, I know how to catch a damn Pokemon, I don't need a tutorial. And it's like, they need to understand that, like, most of the people who play Pokemon are adults and been playing it their whole lives. I mean, of course you have new kids that you want to play the new games, but, like, just give us the option to skip the tutorial and the cutscenes.
Are you
'cause-
sure that most people who play Pokemon are adults? Like, is this a sizable audience? But like, considering all the games seem to be selling better and better, I get the feeling that a lot of kids are getting into the series as well.
Well, I don't well, I don't know the statistics, of course, but like a lot of people who are playing Pokemon are the ones who have been playing it since they were kids. Like the ones who are getting most hype about it are the adults.
Yeah, because they're the
Um,
fans that follow the series. I mean, I'm not
Exactly.
sure a kid would be online.
Something as simple as, hey, do you know how to catch Pokemon? I can teach you. Option, yes or no?
Yes,
There
it's
you
as simple
go.
as that. Just give us an option.
Simple as
Yeah.
that. Like whoever's teaching you how to catch. Let's take Scarlet. I think it's Nemono, the one who teaches you. I think. It's been a while. Nemono, hey, do you want me to teach you how to catch Pokemon? Yes or no? There you go.
Yeah.
Simple as
Uh,
that. Easy as
It's
pie.
as simple as that. I don't think we have to make many arguments to justify. It's just that, yeah, just give us an option. That's it.
Literally yes or no. It's a yes
Yeah.
or no question. Game Freak and Pokemon Company.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I
Sword
really
Gears,
wonder-
I bitch about that game a lot, but every time you would learn something new, you get the option to train it in the loading screen. You know, that's good. That's good game design. It gives you the option if you want. If not, you can just wait until the game is loading. Perfect.
Yeah.
Mew
What
Princess
game are you
Frontiers,
referring
there you
again?
go.
Sorry, I
Mew
couldn't
Princess
hear.
Frontiers.
Sorry, yeah. And Bayonetta. Bayonetta did that. I remember that Bayonetta was actually pretty cool with its load times. Like, you literally can, like, train up your combos while you wait for the game to load. And that's pretty cool.
Maybe Sonic 06 should have that, so the little things are better. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
No. There would have been a loading screen for the loading screen. Because considering how badly optimized
we should
it
do
is.
what I'm gonna give two examples. We have Fire Emblem Free Houses. I think Free Houses also does this, and Engage where you can move your Joy-Cons left or right, and you see the little icon of Byleth and Aleer just jumping or turning left and right like a gyro. Or
Yeah.
like the Dragon Ball Z fighting games, where, for example, I know in Tenkaichi 2, while you were waiting for the game to load, you can play a little mini game where you're Yamcha doing his little attack, and you have to use the analog stick to knock against the boards.
Oh.
The Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, that's cool. I also remember like No More Heroes. You saw a star icon representing it was loading, but if you mash the A button, you can make it go higher and higher and change colors, go really fast. That was pretty fun. A minor thing, but it helps you distract from the load times, you know. But nowadays we live in an era where load times are practically non-existent, so it's like, oh, the charm is gone.
I don't it depends on the game.
Yeah, it depends on the game, yes. And the console as well. I mean, if it's Switch 1, I mean, you're still gonna see some load times.
Exactly.
But if you're like PS5 or even Switch 2 to some extent, yeah. Here's the worst boss fight in the game, in my opinion. Besides the silver being game breaking, because this boss is so goddamn slow, and you have to wait for his ass to drop in platforms so you can get to those, you homing attack those balls, so you can come close to you, and then you homing attack it. Do that like 3 more times. This boss takes 5 minutes.
It's like, again, this is a callback Sonic Adventure. It's Chaos 4 all over again. Only now it's fire. It's lava.
I'd say it's even worse than Chaos 4 because it takes way longer. And you also have to do it with Shadow, just like Chaos 4.
Like I said, this is a callback to Chaos 4. There you go. We were saying that Sonic 06 doesn't reference anything. There you go. This is clearly a reference to Sonic Adventure 1. Good job, Ian Flynn.
Good. Damn you, Ian Flynn! Ian the Flynn. There you go, Ian the Flynn. There you go.
Dang. Ooh, okay. So
Yeah. Yeah, fun fact, you know that before Ian Flynn, of course, got his start writing for the Archie comics, he wrote, and I think he actually drew a little bit of this, it was like a collaborative webcomic project called Sonic Other M.
Oh no. The Metroid fan in me is like, huh?
Yeah, I haven't read it yet myself. I mean, I am going to someday, so I can't really say exactly what it's about, but I think it's like some future AU type thing. But I just thought I just think the name is funny, and I just think it's very inspirational that, like, yeah, you can get a start in the industry by making fan art, fan comics that is valuable for getting noticed. I just think that's cool.
Tyson Hess did something similar. He did Sonic's Big Adventure, and it was like, "Where's my emeralds?" or "Original the character, do not steal." He was literally him, and now
Yep.
he draws the greatest art in Sonic, and he helped with the first Sonic movie with the redesign. Ain't that cool?
Hmm.
It's funny because I think fan works really are like an unsung hero when it comes to find the new talent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really nice to see those people actually getting a place in the business thanks to those fan works. I remember, like, for example, this is not a Sonic related one, but for example, Death Battle used to have an animator called Torian, and now he actually works in the gaming business.
Oh,
His animation.
Ooh, very cool. Wow.
what has he done since?
I'm not sure which games he's done, but he did like battles. He did like Dante versus Bayonetta. He did Jack and Daxter versus Ratchet and Clank. He's one of the most beloved animators. I think he did Deadpool versus Deathstroke, and his choreography is really good when it comes to swords and hand to hand. So I'm assuming he's probably working in a fighting game or like an action game.
What if he's working on that Avatar game that's coming out? That'll be interesting.
He recently actually came back to Death Battle and made Dante versus Clive.
Oh,
Clive
shit,
from
yeah,
Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I want to play Final Fantasy 16 eventually. That game looks fun. Like they literally got the combat director from DMC5. Ain't that rad? Ow! Can you tell that I was not giving much of a shit?
Yeah. There you go. We need Sonic to get DMC, the DMC to the 5 director to help here with this game.
It's funny thinking about it because in Sonic Frontiers ended up having a bigger emphasis on combats. And they originally did think of something more complex like DMC, but they decided, no, let's not make this too complex. And you know what? I actually do agree. A lot of people do want it to be more like DMC, but I actually ended up liking Frontiers combat, especially because of how seamless everything felt. Like every button for the attack made sense. You use the boost and then you do the attack button or the homing attack button, and it's like, oh, you do an attack. Or you do the jump and you do this attack. Or you do the stomp button and you do this attack. It all was well incorporated to make it for a combat system that was simple but fun.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Another thing I'm gonna praise Frontiers for. The combat is fun. I don't think it needs to be complex, if I'm being honest. I don't think it needs to be DMC or Bayonetta levels of complex. I think it fits well being more like it's still more than just your basic punches and kicks like Sonic Boom. But there's like some level to it, there's like the skill system as well, the skill tree as well. Like there's, it just flows so beautifully. Like I like the combat in Sonic Frontiers, so that's why whenever they do another game like in this style, the combat I'm pretty sure it's gonna be maybe have some more layers to it. But as long as it's like simple and flows naturally one move to the other, I'm all for it.
Because I think with Sonic Boom the problem is that it was very dull. You just punched and you use the thingy to get enemies, and then you just rodeo, and then there you go. You just punch. It was probably even less in depth than a fucking Lego game. Yeah. While in Sonic Frontiers, while it's simple, it's fast paced, and you can just go into an enemy, attack it, defeat it, and just continue on doing your thing. It's just snappy, and I like that. For a Sonic game, it's not just being fast, it's also having a good sense of flow, and Sonic Frontiers has a good sense of flow.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, yes. Chaos Control. Chaos Control. It's so interesting that Sonic 06 decides, the Chaos Emeralds, if you have 2 of them, you can time travel. At will. They can time travel at will.
And they never brought this back again. The closest is Generations, because they're using the Chaos Emeralds.
Absolutely.
One Piece! Yeah!
One Piece!
Did you know there's a Sonic, I think it's Universe from Archie Comics comic with a cover? It's they do a callback to One Piece.
I actually did not know that. Thank you for knowing that.
Yeah,
also, I love that this paper is called Daily Soriana.
What's happening in the world?
Yep, this is why I don't watch the news. Ever.
I watch the news, mainly because most of the time my mom wants to turn on the TV to distract herself from work. And most of the time I just want silence. And I don't get that. It sucks. But oh well. Bounce bracelets. This upgrade is actually pretty cool in this game because it hurts enemies. It makes combat faster.
Yeah,
thank God.
For some reason in this godforsaken game, you cannot jump on enemies.
I don't know why. I really don't understand. I know that the homing attack has become more and more prevalent, and by this point, I would use the homing attack to damage enemies. But like, why don't I have the option to jump on enemies? That's just silly. Or it feels like something that was originally going to be in the game, but they didn't have the time to cut it. It was like, fuck it. But it's so weird. So weird. And this game still insists on having a very basic control scheme. Jump, attack, do something with one of the shoulder buttons. You can finally use the second analog stick for camera, so that's nice. And
You could in Heroes, but sure.
are you good at heroes? Okay, I forgot.
In Shadow 2, I think. So.
Shadow. Okay. I guess in this game it's more appreciated because of the level design being a bit more like Adventure 1 in some aspects. But besides that, no, you cannot use a triangle or the circle buttons. And here's the thing. This game still has the same problem as Adventure 2 or Heroes or Shadow, that the lightspeed dash button is the same button as the spin dash, or in this case the slide button, stuff like that, or the bounce bracelet, which means that you could have the same problem of trying to do a lightspeed dash and then you just fall off like a dope. But so oddly enough, that rarely happened to me in this game. I'm not sure why. Like, maybe at this point I'm used to it, or maybe at this point I'm like, I don't know. Sonic 06, it has a gun. It's frightening me. I don't know what to make sense. I don't know. This game is not making sense.
Sonic 06.
Sonic 06. But you know what does make sense? Radical Train. This is a pretty good level, I'd say. The Mach speed section at the end is a bit, but I really like the.
This level's pretty fun. He says this as he immediately dies because he missed the jump.
I think I forgot to edit that out. Oops.
You know, the good thing you didn't, because the timing was perfect. The timing was impeccable.
The timing was impeccable.
See, that's why this game sucks. Doesn't have any of the chaotics.
Yeah, that's interesting. This game, it brings. Okay, so this game brings back Team Dark. It has Team Sonic, but then like anything like Amy related outside of just her is like gone, and Amy is like one of the most worthless characters in this plot, to be honest. Not just plot, but also gameplay. She's the worst character in this game.
Development time well spent.
Yeah, I really, I don't. It's one of those things. It's like I still remember. Like Clement did he did a lot of Let's Plays back in the day, but with Sonic 06 he decided, I'm not doing a Let's Play, I'm doing a review.
Yep.
And that review ended up being a total of like 3 hours long.
With 7 parts, I think. 6 or 7 parts.
Yes, 6 or 7 parts. And what happened is that, yeah, I remember him talking about, like, oh, this game, this game was rushed. Yeah, but why do we need this and this and this instead of just focusing on the main stuff? And like, I do agree with him to some extent, but I also understand why this game wanted to include this and this and this. It was an ambitious game and wanted to be all of that.
No, but I agree with his point though. Like, if you want to try new things, that's totally fine, definitely commendable if you're making new impact. But if it's cost development time so much so that it ends up being broken, not fully realized, might as well just cut it and focus on the thing that should be the main focus. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For example, why is Omega here? Why? I love Omega. I would love to play as him. But like, why bother developing a new gameplay style for like 3 levels, taking the development time away? You know what I mean?
The thing is that some of these things can't really be changed because they're already in the base of the development. The game development was already structured around it. If you were to cut it late in the development, then it would be kind of hard, like, piecing together.
It's just a matter of delaying the game. The thing is, they didn't want
But yeah, but they couldn't. That's the problem.
That's
because
the problem.
They
They shot themselves in the foot because they couldn't delay the game.
They're like, oh, we
Brawl
gotta
got delayed,
release
for
it on the
example.
anniversary. We gotta put it on the anniversary. It's special.
Yeah, this game should have been delayed, but it never got delayed. It's because Sega was being fucking idiots.
Yeah, I don't know where I heard this, but yeah, this could have just been speculation or something. But if I remember hearing that originally this game was gonna have like each character is gonna have a story more akin to like Sonic Adventure, So like instead of where you're playing this one and you just randomly play as a character in a level, so like let's just say that is true. That almost makes me think that okay, maybe some of these side characters were gonna actually get more levels and more gameplay and possibly more story relevance. But of course, they didn't have time to do any of that. So in that case, I can understand why maybe they had gameplay styles for these characters because they were gonna have a bigger role in the game.
Hmm. Maybe
But
Team
because
Attack
they
Amigo is
didn't, it
like,
feels tacked on. So
yeah,
yeah,
maybe Team Attack Amigo is the remnants of that because you could play. Well, you could only play as Tails, Blaze, and Omega in that mode, but like you could play as Tails in like King Valley or Blaze in tropical jungle. So maybe,
Yeah, I could see it actually. Again, it would be like
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure. In that case, it would make sense to have like these different gameplay styles because then each one has its own campaign dedicated to them.
Yeah, imagine, but like for a game like this, like imagine having nine campaigns.
It's too much. Again, that's why I said no. You had to cut down. It's too much. Like Sonic Heroes has like 12 playable characters, but they play all the same or some similar to each other. You know.
It would get exhausting.
Like,
Really,
like
I mean-
imagine like in Sonic Adventure 1, they went all the way because they don't add Big and Amy, and because of that, the Sonic and parts were not very good. That's what happened with this game.
Yes, but that's the thing. In terms of gameplay, Sonic is one of the best characters in this game, even if he's slower than previous incarnations. But when it comes to story, eh. Oh,
God, he's
look
the worst.
yeah. Oh, look at that. At least he's gonna commit suicide. Whee! There you go.
She's like, I planned this. It's
Yeah, totally.
Eggman. This is before Eggman went to the Olympics and need to talk to Bowser on how to kidnap Princess. Poor guy. Then afterwards he realized, yeah, no, this is not for me. Because he never did that again.
Yeah, I think the only reason why he was kidnapping Elise in this game is really just because he wanted to unlock the secrets of the Flame Disaster, and initially because it was the Chaos Emeralds like that she had, but then she passed it on to Sonic, and then he got it, and then what? Okay, I guess then he just wants to kidnap Elise because he wants to unlock the secrets of the Flame Disaster. I think does he still? Well, probably, and we'll do.
well, yeah, he
I
does.
guess-
What is
He
Eggman
mentioned
doing
it.
in this game exactly? What is Eggman doing in this game?
I think it's like Adventure 1 where he wanted to gain Iblis and use him to threaten the world so he could conquer it. It's just like Chaos, but Iblis is an even more dangerous creature than Chaos.
Chaos. Eggman, you should probably stop that. You tried that with Chaos, did not work. You tried that with Project Shadow, did not work.
I'm gonna do it again with Dark
in Sonic Heroes, your creation betrayed you.
Yeah.
In Shadow the Hedgehog, it's funny because Shadow the Hedgehog say, "Oh, I should harvest the power of the Black Arms." No, he just said, "Oh no, these creatures are destroying everything. I don't like them."
I don't like man, me and me no like it.
In Sonic 06, he tried to use, the Iblis trigger, the Iblis, the disaster. In Unleash, he tried to use Dark Gaia. In Lost World, he tried to use the Deadly Six. In both, actually no, I was gonna say Mania and Force, he tried to use the Phantom Ruby, but I don't think technically he used it in Mania. It was the Hardboiled Heavies who used it, not him, so technically it doesn't count.
No, he found the Phantom Ruby. The Phantom Ruby transformed some of his robots to the hard-boiled heavies, and then the Phantom Ruby just does stuff. And then it randomly transports itself to another dimension by the end of Mania, comes to Forces alongside Classic Sonic, because yes, and then the Phantom Ruby just, like, Eggman from that time finds it, it's like, ooh, I'm gonna use it, and then stupid shit just happens, and then I'm not weak.
And then
I'm not
Infinite, and then Infinite happened.
Infinite happened.
Which is interesting. Infinite did not betray Eggman in Forces. So that was the first.
Yeah, I think the little research that Kim Pontek and Warren Graff did on the series prior actually helped in that case. So good for them.
Yeah.
I don't want to shit on them too much, but I will just say that I'm not the biggest fan of the direction they took Sonic. That's that, because you can clearly tell. Like, they even admitted themselves, like they didn't do much research before going to Sonic. So they were also just told what Sega wanted them to do, just like make Sonic like a Saturday morning cartoon. And it's like, okay.
And that's what they did, because they had, I think one of them wrote for the series called Reboot. So...
Oh. I also know that they wrote for Happy Tree Friends, which is a pretty violent show.
It's the cute thing that's messed up things, guys. That was pinnacle humor in 2000s.
Yeah. I think that was like... Was it 2000s or 2010s?
2000s.
2000s? Okay. I still remember actually catching my dad watching some episodes from that series when I was young. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I said... but... yeah.
They also
I don't-
wrote Mad World, I think.
Yes, yeah, they wrote Mad World. Okay, it's been so long since I've played the game, and I never beat it. I got stuck halfway through. There was a boss that was pretty hard for me, but maybe one day I'll return for that game. But I remember the writing of that game was pretty alright for what it was. So, I guess it was because of Mad World that Sega got in touch with them, because Mad World, while it was Platinum Games, it was published by Sega.
Yeah.
So, but in this game, the game was written by Shiro Maekawa, who had already wrote for some games like Adventure 2 and Heroes. And then it was Kyoko, I forgot her surname, I wrote it in my review, who had done some Sonic X episodes, which is interesting. But you could tell they didn't have time. That's literally the game in a nutshell. They didn't have time.
This game is out of touch, and it's out of time.
Time. But I'm not. How does the song go again? I forgot. It's been a while since I last listened to it.
Out of my head when you're not
Not
around.
around.
You're
You're out of touch. You're out of time.
I love that song. I know it's a meme, but I love that song.
Yeah, I listen like there's some 80s music, 80s songs that became memes, but they're very catchy because, well, I like 80s music in general. I just really like the synths and the
Let's
the
rip.
reverbs
Oh
and
no,
the
Sonic
drums.
wants to play Blade. Let's rip.
Let's rip. Ooh, that's pretty slow, Sonic. Do you want to speed up? There you go.
Darn, not gonna make it. Let's speed up.
Speed up.
Wow. And run off the stage.
You're not the first one to say that. It's like, Sonic, that was it. Like, I remember hearing it from another, like, a Let's Play of this game. It's like, Sonic, you had the perfect opportunity to just drop her.
Oops, Butterfingers.
Wasn't there, like, a snack called Butterfinger?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
There is. Yeah,
it's
American
around.
snack.
It's well, it's like a chocolate bar, but like it has like some like hard, crunchy peanut candy in it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
anything that's peanut butter is 9 times out of 10 is probably American. 'Cause peanut butter is a big American invention. Like my wife's, I'm now married, friend who works at
Congratulations.
bars sometimes shows stuff, and they always say like, oh, my European coworkers are always surprised when I bring them like anything peanut butter flavor.
Yeah, Butterfingers is not a thing here in Portugal, but I've known about it for years because I remember watching a lot of Simpsons commercials when I was a kid on YouTube, and Butterfinger was like constantly like advertised with the Simpsons. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I wanna-
I
I
had
wanna
a deal
try
going
it.
on for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, finger of my Butterfinger.
Bart, do I caramba? I haven't watched The Simpsons in years, actually.
I used to be a big fan of The Simpsons. That still think it's a really great. I haven't watched it in years. Part of me wants to go rewatch it, especially since I discovered a YouTuber called the Real Jims, who does Simpsons and all this stuff. And he actually is really good. And it actually makes I remember this episode. Oh, I want to see this. So it's a good show.
Yeah, it's just that I still remember watching it on like what was once called Fox Comedy, now it's Star Comedy. And I remember that after a while some of the episodes got repeated, but at the time I was like, I don't have much to do. I'm gonna watch TV, and I had some fun with Simpsons. I just remember, I think this is this thing that stuck to me as a kid. Is like, wow, this like each episode starts on something and ends on something completely different.
Yep.
That has barely any correlation to the beginning. Like, why is that?
I don't know.
It just was kind of like stood out.
It's something in a lot of the adult sitcoms, and probably because of The Simpsons. Family Guy also has that. So does American Dad. Not sure about Futurama, but so.
The same creator, so maybe, quite potentially.
Same creator, but maybe not the same writers. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probable. Yes. She looks like an alien. She's so pale. What?
Well, I mean, maybe she doesn't go out. She probably didn't go outside much because I
Yeah.
imagine her father was very overprotective of her.
Before he died.
Well, yeah.
Uh, don't cry no matter what happens. Yeah, let me bottle up all of my emotions throughout the years. And also, if I ever cry, a huge monster will be released out of me
So not
and will
only was he
do
teaching her to, bottle all your emotions up, and then when the thing with Iblis happened, he just continue on. Please do not cry. Yay, fantastic parenting.
And they're looking like, what if she, like trips or something and like gets a real bad scrape and can't cry?
What if she, I remember, I think it was Ryan who said this. What if she laughs at the joke so hard she starts tearing up? Does that
Yeah,
count?
because that's actually a human thing. Like I think the laugh part of our brains and the crying part of our brains are very close together, which is why sometimes we laugh so much that we cry, or we cry so much that we laugh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What if she's watching something else? Like she's seeing something so cute. This actually happens to me. Something so cute that you actually start to tear up. Does that also count to unleash the apocalypse?
This writing, like
She's walking down the street. She's very stoked, but she sees the cutest little puppy there is. She starts crying, and there you go. The apocalypse is done.
Yeah.
Or if she watches that rabbit video, there's like the bunny, like walking across, and then he just shot, and then the woman's like, "Ah!"
There you go. That's from. I forgot which game that is.
Yeah, I forgot as well.
Suddenly, Amy.
Suddenly, Amy.
Yeah.
Something that I noticed with my Sonic 06 footage, and this is something from the PS3 version.
Look at the way she's running.
This is the girl. We're only allowed to have one, although we have a second one where we barely do anything with her. So,
And you have another one. We also barely do anything with them. Where are
Yes.
they here again?
but what was this? Yeah, the PlayStation 3 version has worse lighting. As you can see on the models, you can see that or the shadows, like they're very pixelated. Look at that.
Look at that person. Look at that forehead.
Alien.
Oh.
Their hairstyle is so fucked. Oh, it's like this is early like Xbox 360, but it's still like there's some parts that are rough. They're rough. Oh, and the game slows down a lot. Ay ay ay. Also, we're suddenly playing as Tails, trying to rescue Elise again on foot through Wave Ocean. Why? What we're doing it again? I don't know.
Padding.
Ballet. It's so weird too because no other we didn't need to go through Wave Ocean twice. With the other characters like Shadow only goes through it once, and Silver himself does not go for Wave Ocean. It's Blaze that goes through it, leading to a pretty short level actually. So why did
You see,
why is
this is
Tails-
the game that inspired Sonic Frontiers, and that's why Sonic Forces. That's why Sonic Forces only has like what 3 levels that then repeats ad nauseum.
Could be.
game?
Yeah.
I was actually gonna say we were talking about this before about a boring game versus a frustrating game, or at least a game that's trying to be ambitious and fails, compared to another one who's just sort of there. And I only see the debates between which one is worse, Sonic Forces or Sonic 06.
It's
Yeah.
weird to me because most of the time I would actually prefer a boring game over a frustrating one. But in this case, Sonic 06 does not frustrate me. It's just kind of there, and I can have some fun with it. While Sonic Forces not only is boring, but also frustrating because of many of its design decisions that make me hate it. So in my case, Forces is worse, even though on a technical level, Forces is better. But I just find it worse because it does so many things wrong and takes the Sonic series in a direction that I just simply do not like.
Yeah,
Somebody
like
said, I like I said, take something in the direction. I'm like, what direction? The game doesn't have any direction. Like, it
Exactly.
doesn't even have any direction. So like, what direction is taking the series again?
Up and down and all around.
Like, there's no direction in that game, which is one of its main flaws. I agree.
it's like they couldn't really commit to the whole this is a game where Eggman wins, and yeah, it doesn't really feel like there's really any consequence on the world at all, and it's like they because that could have been a really cool idea, and yeah, like they could have been actual stakes, but they just could not commit to it at all, so it feels very lackluster. And whenever you're playing the game for a spring, like the only thing that made the game fun was the fact that, well, it's the fact that we were all there to kind of bash the game and come up with a backstory for the OC,
Chewing
and
the
like
gum.
Chewing
that's
the
it.
gum, our girl.
The greatest creation ever.
I had fun with that DLC stuff. It's definitely the best part of the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even then, the stages aren't. The Avatar stages, I'd say, are not remarkable.
If you
Really,
if you were to put gun to my head, if I pick a favorite, I couldn't tell you. They all just blend together for me.
yeah.
I would just say, please shoot. I don't have an answer.
Please, please. I think the only one that I remember is I think one of the last ones he goes through where he's climbing up and up and up in a 2D stage, but only because of the song and the sun in the background. Like the sky is falling.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
because besides that, it's literally Sonic with a gun and no boost. That's it.
Yep.
Hey, at least it's not like a character that shouldn't be in the game that only controls worse than previous incarnations. You know,
Yeah.
why would you do that in your game?
I don't know. Why is that, Amy Rose? Why is that, Omega?
Why is that classic Sonic?
Ah. Sonic
Sonic
classics.
forces me to shoot myself.
Ugh.
B. Look at Tails.
Look
He's
at
just
Tails
there.
is Tails.
Tails is Tails. They're moving.
You waste so
How
much of my
many
time.
times I
Oh,
get
Egg, but you
run?
have no idea how much time is appropriate in this plot. You wasted so much of my time. You have no idea, Eggman, how much time you're wasting on us in this plot.
Hey
How
man,
many
you could have
times
just
have you-
given up. You didn't have to kidnap her. You could have just, gone off and built your theme park or something.
At least it's literally asking, why do you wish to revive the famous disaster? Did your parents ever disclose to you anything about Solaris?
That's not what I asked, she says. That's not what I asked.
I think that, yeah, it kind of goes where we talked
She
about
just turns
earlier.
around like she's like,
No. Oh, those
Oh,
eyes.
man, I jump scare.
I'm Sans Undertale. He has blue eyes or gray eyes.
A bluish gray, I guess. Or grayish blue.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, he just wants to control the world and use Iblis. Again, it's just like how he tried to use Chaos, how he tried to use Project Shadow, how we tried to use the Deadly Six, how he tried to use the Phantom Ruby, how he tried to use Dark Gaia.
You wish to rule over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How he tried to use the Time Meter, too.
Yeah. He tried to control time 3 times, actually. Wait, did he try to do that in Sonic CD? I don't think so.
I don't-
I mean...
I don't know, because I mean, he had the Time Stones. But then Sonic is the one who
No.
uses the Time Stones to ensure it's a good future. So,
Yeah, it's only if you get the bad ending that he gets one of those time stones, he like runs away, and then Sonic is like throws a rock at him and is like boom. But in the good ending, no, it doesn't seem like he used the time stones throughout the game.
so
He just
no, I guess it's really...
06 and Generations.
Yeah.
You know, how many times are you gonna run? I've captured you like 17 different times. I think it's gonna be at least 18. And then Eggman
We have
just
to
gets
teach you
mine.
this lesson, old man.
How old is Eggman? 50. There we go. That's my guess. He's 50.
I know, but he's not
I'm-
dead, so...
Yeah. He could be that at 50. Especially with his AI daughter.
Ghost Girl.
Ghost Goose. You know, I'm getting...
Wait, what?
the hell happened?
Get out of the way.
I attacked him accidentally. But I finally bought some gems. I got the red gem and the blue gem. The blue gem actually allows Sonic to be fast. The red gem slows down time. And now we have to do these fucking knowledge. This is a trial of intelligence. It's not a trial of intelligence. It's a memory. Have fun. Which one should you be going through to get to the end? I don't know. Guess.
Like, you gotta memorize which portals will go where. It's kinda like a maze. I guess
Yeah.
that test is intelligence according to these bishops?
They're dumb. They've already failed the intelligence test by getting this far. And there you go. Not remarkable. The thing is that you guys are not seeing the worst of it. There are so many load times and all of this shit.
It's okay, you got an S rank, so it was worth it, wasn't it?
I got money. Yay! That's the interesting thing about this game, the ranking system. The ranking system in this game. Well, this is the first home console game to introduce the S ranks. The first one, period, was Sonic Rush, but this is the first one to have like a, bless you. This is the first one to have an S rank in a home console game, and interestingly enough, the points required for an S rank don't change depending on stages. They rarely change. Another reason why this game is rushed, but you get money for the hub world, and that's actually pretty useful because if you're like good enough that you can do like S ranks during the story campaign, you could probably have enough money to get like all the gems. I only got a few throughout the game, but there's also some that I just don't find that useful. So like, yeah, I only got the ones that were useful. Like the blue gem, for example, or the red gem in this case that slows down time, including the timer, which
Uses chaos control.
chaos control. But he doesn't have a chaos emeralds with him. I guess the gem does contain part of chaos power. Ooh.
If you can use a fake chaos emerald to do chaos control, I guess you can use like a fake gem with chaos like properties.
Yeah. You know, in retrospect, maybe those chaos drives from SA2, I could have used them for like chaos control. I don't know.
Maybe you just gotta believe in yourself, and anything's possible.
Believe it. That's when Naruto tweeted me.
Naruto.
I never watched Naruto.
Me neither. I watched like a few clips here and there.
Yeah, and I think I watched the first episode when it got added to Netflix or something. Because, like, you know, growing up, I like really only had access to the Pokemon anime and Dragon Ball Z. Okay, so I watched the first episode of Naruto on Netflix, and I was like, yeah, I don't think it's for me. I think it's something that you really have to grow up with. And I didn't, and so then when I was like fully grown, I just couldn't really get into Naruto. And then also like it would be kind of annoying that like then I have to use a guide to skip all the filler episodes or something, because the original anime is like half filler or something. Which I mean that's the same with Dragon Ball Z as well. But
I think it's mostly filler. Like I remember seeing the episode list for the original Naruto, like not Shippuden, but like original Naruto, and I was shocked how many filler episodes there were. Like it's way more than something like One Piece, where I was like, holy shit. But One Piece has a different problem. It pats itself out.
Like One Piece, especially in the early episodes, is so slow.
It patted itself so much they're now making a new anime adaptation called The One Piece.
And the original one is still going, by the way.
It's still going,
God.
but I think it's now on
the first time
hiatus.
I'm seeing they're making remakes, retoolings, live action stuff, while the original property is still running.
The
I need to go back
manga is
to One Piece.
still
I
running
used to love
too.
One Piece. I need to go back to it.
I need to as well, but I most likely will just go back with the manga.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna return to them. I'm gonna return and I'm gonna use the manga.
Yeah, because I don't think I'll have fun watching the anime. Like I watched up until the end of Skypiea, the Skypiea arc in general, and that was that. I did not start the next arc, and next saga in general. Yeah, and I was like no. I think with manga I will start from the beginning because I need to. I want to catch up. I kind of like one, and
And Sonic found the One Piece, guys.
wait a minute.
the final
Yeah,
One Piece.
Yeah, like I'm gonna watch the season 2. Yeah, I'll
That's
just watch season 2 of the live action on Netflix, because I did watch it, and of course, I mean, I probably enjoyed it because I'm not like a One Piece fan, so it's like I'm not like comparing it to the manga or the anime or anything, but I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, One Piece is very interesting. It has pretty good stuff. The problem is just really the pacing.
It's
Which
really,
I hear-
it's too big.
Yeah, it's like I can't commit to that. It's
Although you are committing to the Archie comics.
Well, yeah, but that's because I can just like read like one a day and I can go through that pretty quickly, But going through a whole manga volume for One Piece takes a lot longer, and well, I think there's a lot more One Piece pages than there are Archie Sonic comics.
Not
so.
One Piece. It's still going.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
still going. I think the reason why I remember I finally watched like manga that's still going, which is Dandadan. And I was like surprised, like, oh, it's only like 19 to 21 pages per chapter, which made it very easy to digest for me. While with Archie comics, I remember I haven't read them, but I was like, there was one time where I was like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna read them, and I saw the first issue, and I was like, what, 50 or 60 pages, and I was like,
Yeah, most of them aren't really that long. I mean, there are like the super special ones that are 50 something pages, but like usually how they are is that like there's like the main story, which is like about 15 pages, and then there's like the B story in the back of the book that's like 7 pages or so.
Yeah.
ah,
It's
okay,
yeah. I was gonna say like 50 pages. Like I'm reading the IDW comics, and I can tell you, besides the specials, no standard issue reaches that level of pages.
then maybe I'll try again later. I mean, the Archie comics have been a morbid curiosity for me for about a few years now, so I'm like, maybe I'll actually read them eventually. Wish me luck.
Yeah, I mean, at the very, very least, definitely have to read the Knuckles the Echidna series.
Oh,
Where Knuckles is Jesus, and he's green.
and
Yep.
Knuckles turns green. Yes, it has a whole family, all with tragic backstories.
What I like is
What was
that
Pinterest cooking?
the Knuckles, sorry, really made the Knuckles Chaotix seem like an actual team. That are there for thick and thin. That's why a lot of the old-time Sonic fans, I immediately think of Sonic Toast or the Game Apologist. I forgot his name. I think it's Nick. And they are big on Knuckles Chaotix because the comics made it seem like the Chaotix and Knuckles were an actual unit. Again, there's only so much stuff that the Archie guys could have used for their stories because Saga was very tight-lipped about stuff.
Yeah, which I mean, on one hand, I don't like what they did to Shadow. On the other, I can kind of understand considering how wild the Archie comics went. But the thing is that by the time the Archie comics like stopped, they were already on a good track, I believe, right?
I think it's because there's a whole thing with campaigns and stuff. It's just, to
Yeah.
just okay, we'll do our own comics. Like we'll get some of the stuff, some of the people who did Archie, and then let's do our own stuff, which is IDW. And it's funny because nowadays it's pretty much like just know that yes, the IDW stuff is canon. Like Sonic Cross Worlds is an example. The recent Chaotix case files, which they were amazing by the way.
Yes.
They introduced again the characters from IDW, so they are trying to squeeze their into the canon, which is nice. I don't mind it. Personally speaking, the only problem that causes that now the IDW comics themselves are more tight-lipped because since it's now canon, there's only so much stuff they can do. That's I think the biggest problem with some of the recent. I haven't read. I haven't catch up with IDW in a little bit. Last time I read it was during the Sonic Riders saga they did, which that one was really good. And all the Search stuff. Search is great, by the way. But a lot of some in between sagas, you can definitely feel okay. This is very standard Sonic stuff because they cannot do anything that crazy with the main characters. Because while with the OCs, with Tangle, Whisper, Surge, they can do more things with them. It's their own characters. This is their only way. This is their only spotlight. So
Yeah.
I think
For
part
as
of the problem.
crazy as the Archie comics got, they were, at least from the very bits and pieces I've heard throughout the years, they were interesting.
Yeah. There's the whole thing with Charmy actually being an adult. Then he gets lobotomized
Yeah, and
when he was
then-
a kid.
Yeah.
What the
he
fuck?
Yeah, so he was like the prince of the Honeybee Kingdom or whatever it was called. Yeah, and so one of the reasons why they chose to basically lobotomize him was because they got more information about the games, and they're like, well, we have to make him seem like a child to match up with the game canon.
Yeah.
And Rhino, he was married at this point. He was about to get married to a bee called Saffron.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So imagine how that bee must have felt. Here's the love of my life, now he's a kid.
Dear God.
This is fucking dark, man.
I
Like,
mean,
they could have done this in so many different ways. No, lobotomy.
What the fuck?
yeah, I mean, and then, and then I'm sure you heard about the plot line where Charmy's, like, best friend dies because of a accidental drug overdose because he
Wait,
ate a
I did not know about
Cheetos.
this.
Okay, well, now you know. Yeah.
What the fuck? What were they? Okay, I'm gonna be a VGN. What were they thinking?
I mean, I don't mind the plot. It's so out of left field for a Sonic story.
It's a good Sonic story, yeah.
Like, people say the Sonic 06 is dark. I think that's pretty fucking dark.
Yeah.
Holy
I don't think
shit.
Sonic 06 is that dark, if I'm being honest. I mean, I think there's dark implications, but I think
I mean,
Sonic the
Sonic
Hedgehog, I
dies.
think, is more dark.
I mean, yes, but I also feel like Shadow the Hedgehog is like edgy dark, you know?
It's
Well,
still dark.
Sonic 06,
No,
yes.
don't go there. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my fucking god. Well, this game is dark mainly because of the, some people die, including Sonic, and
Some people die.
people die when they were killed. Didn't you know?
Some people die.
Some people die.
Well, maybe it's like, yeah, like it's dark in the sense that it's like very like the stakes are potentially very apocalyptic if
Yes.
Sonic and friends fail, and they do fail because the whole Solaris does come into being and all that does happen.
Keep in mind, Sonic 06 is one of the free Sonic games that was rated Peggy 12 over here, alongside Shadow
Whoa.
of 5 and Black Knight, oddly enough.
Yeah, so,
So-
Black Knight has Knuckles almost killing himself. So that makes
Yeah.
sense. Which is so interesting because that's the way of the samurai, not the way of the knight.
Well,
Knuckles
I
is a
think that's
weeb.
funny because if I remember reading that for a long time. When people were doing samurai in Western media, they would make him act like a knight and not like the actual samurai. From the So it's kind of funny now seeing the opposite. Here's the Japanese media portraying European knights, and they're making them act like samurais.
Japanese developers are Westaboos, Western developers are weeaboos. There you go, I've solved the riddle.
There you go.
Okay, this is
But
one of
honestly,
the...
I can now see the argument that this game may have some dark elements, like some dark implications, like because Silver's ruined future, it is in your face as soon as you start his story. So
Literally, to kill someone to save the world, is that the right thing to do? It's
Okay.
like,
Okay, it is darker than I was. It is darker than I was giving it credit for. I have to
yeah.
throw in the towel.
I mean, people like Gareth mocked that because why is this a Sonic game? Because they still think that Sonic should only be like the light stuff. Well, I personally disagree, but it's also maybe because I grew up in a different time. So, but it's also like I grew up in a different time and I was exposed to a lot of varied Sonic stories. So therefore, I feel like Sonic could be a lot of things. While part of me feels like a lot of people that are older than us probably feel like, oh, they grew up with the classics, so they think that Sonic is like, oh, cartoony characters, so therefore it should be only cartoony stories.
It's funny you say that, but during that time, there's also Sonic Side AM, which was maybe a bit darker.
Yeah. I mean, not everyone who plays the games give a shit about the cartoons. And some people grew up with the cartoons and not the games, so...
well, yeah, but you could argue that Eggman kidnapping little animals and turning them into robots and using them for slave labor and screwing up the environment, that's pretty dark.
Yeah, but the old fans don't think that.
I think
I've never...
the weird they're going with the IDW comics when it comes to tone, I should say. The IDW comics, I think they have the tone down. I think very well. There's time for serious stuff, but there's also time for the lighthearted stuff. It's a good balance.
Mhm.
I would say Frontiers, but I think Frontiers. I don't say it's dark. The brooding atmosphere. I know what they're going for, but it's not interesting.
I mean, I like the game. I also wouldn't consider it, like, super dark. Like,
I'm not saying dark. It's just the atmosphere in that game creates. It's trying to go for a more sorrow tone, which works.
Yeah.
But after a while, I'm bored. I miss the visuals, the colorful visuals. Again, there needs to be a balance. I don't want everything to be dark. I don't want everything to be Sonic Lost World levels of colorful. That was obnoxious as well,
I think this world had a problem that its environments were literally Mario.
Yeah, or for example, when you're doing those minecart levels and there's donuts floating for some reason.
Yeah.
Again, there's a balance. There has to be a balance. And again, to give those games credit, both Frontiers and Lost World, they are technically in different, locations. One is the Lost Eggs, and the other one, it's the Starfall Islands?
Yes.
Which is, again, it's an unexplored territory. Makes sense it looks different. Makes sense, there's different things going on. But there needs to be, I think there needs to be a balance. That's why I like games like Sonic Generations. You saw all those aesthetics combined, in part because, it's old levels, but, they made it work. They made it work. Both the colorful and the realistic look great next to each other.
Yeah. I like Unleashed personally. but I think it's also because it's cartoony characters in realistic environments, and it's like it's a world adventure, so there's plenty of variety there, like from cities, from with big buildings to walking through the Great Wall of China to going across wooden platforms on top of big rivers and oceans. You know,
Mhm.
so a lot of stuff.
Unleashed is also a good example. I haven't seen everything in the HD version, so
Mm,
I'm using suggestions for this when I played.
yes, I'd say that the HD version is well. This is a no shit statement. It's gorgeous. So the environments really pop on that version. All right, we're getting into the final act of Sonic 06, and I'm using the blue shell, man. Like, boop. Mash the boop.
Oops. Oh.
Can
got
I go
another
free?
concussion,
There you go.
man.
Prototype of the boost in 3D.
Essentially, because then Secret Rings would take like a sort of approach with its on rails movements, and then Unleashed would come in, yeah, and then Sonic Rush was like a year before this game, and that incorporated the boost for the first time. So yeah,
Yeah, when I mentioned this is more like in the 3D space. Well,
Yeah.
2D.
Yes. I got the last two like some gems. The purple gem, because the bar that you see there it was not properly coated with the gems. You can use these as much as possible. What does the purple gem do? It for some reason makes you tiny and gives you infinite jumps.
Again, it's
Have
the
fun.
Knuckles jump glitch from Sonic Boom all over again.
Yeah.
The other thing I ask, during this playthrough, do we ever see Sonic Man?
No, I never initiated that side quest. I don't think I ever found them actually. Now that I think about it.
Oh.
No Sonic Man.
No,
No,
Sonic Man.
Rip.
That's probably one of the very few NPCs that I remember from this game, because he's literally a Sonic cosplayer, and he thinks like, "Oh, I'm the real Sonic," and then you challenge him to a race, and then you just like, haha.
I remember him, and I remember the guy with the accordion, because he reminds me of a
Yeah.
Portuguese singer, Kimba Rage.
Yeah, it kind of looks like him. What the? He looks.
Yeah.
He's like for people not in the know, Kimba Riders is like we have this sort of genre music called Pimba. I don't know how to
To describe, imagine like, for example, the accordion, like polka music, Klaus, like accordion music, very like from the village areas, like the small towns,
Yeah.
very traditional type music, especially here in Europe. But his songs is just really puns that imply, 18+ material. If you
Oh
guys
my
watch it.
god.
Sex.
Exactly. Like, for
Okay.
example, I like to put the car inside my female, in Portuguese, it's gendered words. My neighbor's garage. You know what I mean?
I see.
When
Yeah.
she's busy in the front, she uses the back door. You know what I mean? Those types of jokes.
Oh my gosh.
So the Pokemon looks like Kimba Riders.
So yeah, so we have that guy in Sonic 06, Klaus. How does that make you feel?
It makes it a very widely cultural game, man. That's very progressive, Sonic 06.
I'm surprised this game wasn't Peggy 18. But it's funny we talk about it because Sonic 06 was Soliano was based off of I think Venice in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks pretty good. I mean, for the time. I mean, I'm curious, how would Soliano look like in Sonic Unleashed? Because
I was thinking like Sonic Shadow Generations confirms that Soliana still exists.
yes,
Like in our current timeline. So it's based on Venice. We already have a little bit of another Italian-inspired Italian/Mediterranean European, it's Spagonia.
Yeah.
It's France. There's a little bit of England as well. It's Italia. It's Italia. So maybe Soliana is a neighboring country of Spagonia.
possibly. I wouldn't be surprised actually. I wonder if we'll ever see Princess Elise again.
I mean, part of me thinks maybe because they showed her the design and a new design who actually looks better in one of the promotional calendars, I think, in 2020.
Sonic Channel, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was her in silver, like ice figure skating.
Which was a fan request actually. I think they put up a poll, like, what character do you want to see? And I think people voted for Elise.
Which is interesting. And then in Shadow Generations, Big references Soliana because you find Big after you're done with Kingdom Valley. and Big
Mhm.
references Soliana, and Big
And
actually
he's
was
talking to
Soliana
Princess.
apparently. So
Yeah.
it technically exists. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they kept it to a minimum, but they will reference it from time to time.
Possibly. I mean, I wouldn't. For as many problems as 06 has, I wouldn't mind going back to Soliana. Just make the hub world better design, please.
I think it all ties down to what we've seen recently, where they're taking down elements that didn't work in previous installments. You know,
Hmm.
the biggest. We always bring up this example, but Shared Generations. You know, all this stuff with
Yes.
Shared the Hedgehog didn't, that could have been done better, at least story wise. They improved that. Mephiles, Shared Generations, same ordeal. Spoilers for Chaotix Case Files. I'm not gonna say the spoiler, but the character got improved there tremendously.
Yes.
Tremendously. So, and to a lesser extent, if it pays me to say, even the Deadly Six got a bit better in Cross Worlds and IDW. So there you go, victory for the Deadly
Yeah!
Six.
We gotta
Hey.
zazz it up, baby.
Yeah, it's for all 2 Deadly 6 fans out there.
Sir Musky.
Even Deadly Six got better. So I wouldn't be surprised if at any point, maybe honestly, maybe the comics would be probably the best way to bring this back, because at least it's I don't say low stakes, but you know, if it messes up, you know, it's in the comics. So
Yeah. But I think this time around, I think the Sonic series is now currently with the main. It seems at least the fan base that speaks the loudest is our generation. So I feel like appealing to them now.
you say that, but recently during the birthday they announced 2 compilations: a classic Sonic compilation and a modern Sonic compilation. You wanna know what the games are in the modern compilation? Sonic Frontiers, the original version, Sonic Forces, and Sonic Colors Ultimate.
Oh.
So
That-
they appealing to us, huh?
No, okay. So the moment I heard that, like they say collection, I was like, what? And then they say those games, I was like, oh, it's kind of like those collections that Sega has released for the Switch, where you get Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces, 2 in 1. It's pretty much that what they meant. Whereas I was like, okay, sure.
So they
But
call
they
it
should
modern
not.
collection.
I don't know why they
don't
use those names. I really don't know that.
So,
Re-release Shadow the
you're
Hedgehog
saying,
now,
Daniel?
Hey, I didn't mean that way.
Yeah, I cannot wait to when they announce the Adventure Collection. And we have Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, maybe
Shadow the Hedgehog.
No, I'm
all
saying
in
the
one
reason I'm
package right there to play on the Switch.
The reason why I'm saying this is because Shadow Generations did appeal to us a lot. You know, people from our generation. And we can see that a bit with Sonic Racing Crossroads as well, I'd say. So, yeah, that's why I said that. Not because of those...
But the games from that era are still not re-released.
Yes, which is very unfortunate. Like, at this... Like, come on, Sega, I want to play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on my Switch. Or Switch 2. Like, come on.
Yeah, and Shadow the Hedgehog's never been re-released.
Besides
Yeah.
PS3, same thing with Heroes. Yep.
Yes,
Those games are
I
still
think...
stuck on that generation of consoles.
Imagine if Heroes was on NSL. We could, like, do online multiplayer. That would be fun.
I love that for Sonic Adventure 2 especially as well. That one has
Yes.
a great multiplayer. And Klaus, if you ever get online and Shadow the Hedgehog appears, you're not gonna play some rounds.
Oh,
Kill
yeah.
you guys just to test it out. I wouldn't mind playing the multiplayer, but the single player, no, I ain't touching that.
See,
But-
there's a market here, Sega. Come on, just do it.
Come on, Sega. Do it! Like,
do it like Bandai.
literally-
Do it like Bandai and Ubisoft, who put Klonoa and Rayman in the NSO. Come on.
yes. I also, like, what fucking baffles me is that recently they asked Takashi Zuka about it, and they were like, oh, the time that would take to remake those games would be as much as a new game, so we're just focusing on new stuff. And I'm like, fair, but, like, why not just port the games and just put some quality of life improvements? Like, in an SA1, give us the option between original or Dreamcast or DX graphics. Literally, just do that. Just do that. I'd be happy.
Honestly, they could go the Rayman Adventure compilation route, where it's just one game, but it's a game that has a lot of multiple versions, you know? Maybe like something like, oh, it's Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 in the co-compilation, but you have both the Dreamcast versions and then the DX and Battle version. Like a separate game.
I'd be fine with that. I do wish that save data was shared, considering that it does take a while to, like, play to 100% of those games, but yeah, I'd be fine with that. Absolutely.
And then maybe add some more, maybe online multiplayer, for example, like how Capcom does
Maybe.
it for their games. Why not?
Have Capcom really did go with those collections. Really, the only thing missing from those collections are like crossplay. That's it.
Yeah, there's potential here, an actual modern collection, Sega.
Yeah. What frustrates me is that Sega's Shuji Itsumi, this new CEO, who's been doing pretty well, I'd say in general. It said, "Oh, we don't want to be a retro company. We don't want to just re-release games." And I'm like, I get it, but like, for fuck's sake, re-release your goddamn games.
I would agree with you if you weren't also the ones who are delisting your old games. I would agree with
Yeah.
you.
So like, which was also a baffling decision. Is like, normally when they delist a game, which I don't like, but normally when they delist a game, they have a new version. And it's like, I don't like it, but at least that's. But with like Knights on like PC, not or those Mega Drive titles, no replacements. I mean, for Mega Drive titles, at least you have NSO. It doesn't cover all the titles, but at least a good chunk, including some ones that weren't in the collections. But Knights and those Dreamcast games, they got fucked.
Yep.
And it's like,
And there's no
on.
guarantees they're gonna re-release them or make remakes or remasters. So
yeah, because and I've seen this for years. I still remember when Sega Ages was like on the Nintendo Switch, and everybody was saying the same thing. We want Saturn and Dreamcast. We want Saturn and Dreamcast. We want Saturn and Dreamcast. Like one of the most, and that line was like, oh, Mega Drive, and some arcade titles. Literally, Virtual Racing is probably the most interesting one of the bunch because it's like, oh, it's a 3D arcade game. Okay, we haven't like gotten that. That's cool. And then just as things got interesting, oh, oops, we're not continuing that line anymore. Thank you for your support. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? And now we still are continuing to ask Saturn Dreamcast, Saturn Dreamcast, Saturn Dreamcast, and nothing. They're fucking like that's. I think out of all the things that Sega has done, both good and bad, this is the thing that frustrates me the most. The fact that they're not re-releasing Saturn Dreamcast games. And I understand Saturn emulations is kind of complicated, but at this point, we've gone so far that it's like no fucking excuses. Just make a good Saturn emulator, put games, and we're all good. Okay? Like for fuck's sake, Sega. Jesus Christ. Nintendo has been doing okay. Capcom has been doing great. Sega, step it up.
Sega, even Ubisoft is beating you to the punch.
Even Ubisoft.
I mean, that compilation has its issues, like some technical problems with the rewind, save data, and I don't want to talk about the soundtrack, but at least it's something, The Rayman
Yes.
PC level packs were never re-released before, and Ubisoft actually did that.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
freaking
goes to show
Ubisoft is
that
stepping ahead of you guys. That's embarrassing.
digital clips are pretty good when it comes to presenting stuff. They're not perfect, I'll admit, but normally when I see digital clips offerings when it comes to re-releases, they normally do a pretty good job, I'd say. So they did the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, which had input lag issues at launch. Not sure if they've been fixed, but the game did eventually get crossplay, so that's nice. There's a Toy Story collection coming soon. I think that's one will also be pretty cool. There was the they did Bubsy. And
Bubsy!
PUBG, and that collection, in spite of the bad games, was actually filled with a lot of features and behind the scenes. And they even put the cartoon Pelin in there. That's nice. And the Disney Afternoon collection was pretty good. They re-released it recently with the things that I specifically said in my review that I wanted. Oh, I want it on the Switch. Oh, they could have put like Goof Troop and Bonkers. They specifically did exactly what I wanted. It's like they're listening to me.
They saw your review.
They saw my review. So like, so yeah, normally when I see digital clips, I go, ooh. And the fact that they're still continuing to work on collections, that's great. So, I mean, I'm not sure if Sega would work with them because from what I've noticed, Japanese companies tend to go more with M2. And M2 are great. They're great at emulation and stuff like that. They helped with, not just Sega with the Sega Ages line, but they also helped with Konami on the Castlevania collections that we got. And those were pretty good, I'd say. Especially Advanced and Dominoes. They actually had rewinds and to that. And that was pretty nice. But the problem with M2 is that they have so many projects that they're pretty slow. I get the feel Digital Eclipse has normally been faster than them when it comes to that, but maybe Digital Eclipse is just built different. And they also got bought by Atari recently, so maybe they have some extra money now. Hmm. But yeah, '06. uh, this boss fight actually went on for a bit longer than I wanted because I was not understanding the pattern right away. So
Klaus,
it's
dragons! It's a wyvern!
Yeah, no,
It's a
wyvern.
wyvern!
Yeah.
Yeah, defeat him. This boss fight, I'm not gonna say it's like a rehash of the Egg Viper from the end of SA1's Sonic story, but it does feel kind of similar.
Well, I mean, you could just say heavily inspired by it.
Yes.
It actually gives
'Cause
me
he just-
vibes of the Sky deck as well, too.
Mm.
Yeah, I
In the
mean, I think
environment,
the
yes.
set piece is kind of cool. Yeah, us fighting like right in front of the egg carrier. I think it's kind of cool with that.
I want more Eggman bosses like this. Like, it used to be common, we have a Sky deck, we have, the Egg Fleet and Heroes, we have this one. Because it's a good set piece. Like, it's the top of the Eggman Armada, and you're just fighting it here against this top dog. Let's do that again.
I think the environments where you're on top of the sky and trying to fighting on a small platform and attacking a big robot like that, it's just visually cool. Thing is that your objective is to bonk into those debris that are falling. I'm having a hard time.
So it's the
That's
same
why-
thing with the Egg Cerberus, now with the dragon. Fascinating.
Yeah, essentially, it's just that it's harder to hit. So, yeah, time to wait. And then he destroys platforms over time, just like the Egg Viper. Which is why I'm like reminded of the Egg Viper.
Again, it's so funny. 'Cause, again, in terms of story, there's no references to any other past Sonic games. But in terms of gameplay, you can definitely make the argument. This is Sonic Adventure free.
Especially for Adventure 1, because again, that was the last Sonic game, mainline Sonic game that the Japanese branch worked on.
That could explain I guess, callbacks indirectly, again.
Or the overall philosophy when it comes to its level design. It's more akin to Adventure 1 overall. With how it's more spacious and a bit more open.
And if you take
And
the idea
then
that
it would-
Klaus said that maybe these characters were going to get their individual stories, yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, it feels more
Yeah.
they're tied to Sonic Adventure 1.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
This is a game theory.
Yeah.
This is a theory. A Sonic
honestly.
theory.
Thing the game's missing the most to feel most like Adventure, that was a Chow Guardian. I mean, could you imagine a Chow in the more realistic Sonic 06 art style?
Oh my
Funny.
Strange head look.
Somebody should do art of that.
How
a
did Chow
novel.
look at this art style? My god.
I'm just imagining them as they are, but with a human face.
Oh. It's just like what the Minecraft movie, you got the blocky looking mobs with the realistic textures.
Oh, realistic textures on the Chow.
They have scales, or apparently they were furry this entire time.
Yeah, what kind of skin do they have?
Like maybe like they feel like a peach, like with the.
Oh, that
peach
could be kind of cute.
thing.
Like a bit hairy
Yeah.
peach. That would be kind of cute, actually. I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
I figured that, or maybe similar. Actually, I was thinking of how the type of skin that the sea mammals have. The dolphins, the whales, the orcas, especially the belugas. I was thinking of the belugas, especially their bobbly head, for example, for the shell.
Mhm.
Like bobbly.
I love belugas.
There you go. That's my headcanon.
God, it makes me want to start of Adventure 2 and like do another Chow Garden.
Is there any feature
No.
the fans want to see back? Chow Garden? Is there a Chow Garden in this game? No.
No. I was thinking, it's like, oh, what was the last time we had like an HD model for the Chow? And then I remembered, oh wait, Shadow Generations. With Sonic Generations, they had the Chow you can find. And they just look like HD versions of the OG Chow model. So,
I mean, you cannot upgrade perfection, so.
Yes. But thinking about it, I was thinking of like OG Sonic Adventure and how the Chow models outside of the cutscenes they look blocky as shit. But like when you go into Chow Garden, the models of the Chow are really good, which for me tells me it's like, oh, the Chow Garden is probably hugging up a lot of data on the Chow themselves, which is why the environments themselves are pretty small.
that does add up. Yeah, because I remember the cutscene where they were singing, and during one of the Gamma flashbacks, and Tikal appears. Like the models in that Chow have nothing to do with the ones you see in the Chow Garden.
No, look at the eyes; they're just completely different.
I mean, to be fair, my biology mind thinks, oh, this is just an earlier species of Chow.
I mean, it was thousands of years before, I think.
Yeah, could be.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Maybe.
That is something I actually like. I'm going to use that as a little tangent. That I know people don't like that idea because if you can tell this is just a not a retcon, but just something they're doing to fix up, the mess that is the Sonic lore. That there's 4 different civilizations in the Sonic lore now, because you're tying up, the Babylons, the Ancients now with Sonic Frontiers, the Echidnas. I like that. I know people say, "Oh, some people don't like it." But, the people online don't like it because it's a retcon. Like when these stories were being made for the first time, this was not what they had in mind. But I like that idea. It ties up things nicely. Oh, they are so different because it's different civilizations in between the times, just like our real life. We have the old Egyptian civilization alongside the Greek, the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Feudal Japan, Native American history. Even here in Portugal, we have the Celtics here in Portugal. In Portugal and Spain, in Iberia Peninsula, way before the Romans arrived, and even the barbarians came here. There's different civilizations in a lot of different places, so it makes sense.
Yeah, for me, like, I didn't even think it was a problem. I was just like, oh, they're actually referencing all of these civilizations. That's pretty cool.
And it makes sense. It's not like a reference without any substance. It makes sense the way they're doing it, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, like, who would have thought the Babylonians would have been referenced again?
Yeah.
Like, or the Gaians were even a thing. Like, when it comes to Gaia, I was just like, oh, Light Gaia and Dark Gaia. There were two monsters that inhabit the Earth, and they've been in its core ever since its inception. That's what I was thinking. But no, there was an actual civilization that they just called the Gaians, that probably worshipped Light and Dark Gaia, I think. So it's very fascinating.
And again, it's so funny how that civilization, it was kind of sandwiched with the Asians, from Frontiers, because you can tell like Unleashed lore is split in like there's a beginning part, with Light and Dark Gaia. Then there's the Ancients. Then you get the Gaians. I think.
Yeah, because the Chaos Emeralds. Supposedly, the Chaos Emeralds were like, from my understanding, the Chaos Emeralds are used in Unleashed to rebuild the planet, right? But the Chaos Emeralds were also something that were brought into Earth by the Asians, not the Master Emerald, though. So what this tells me is that, because we saw in the hieroglyphs that I think Light Gaia, spoiler alert, Chip,
No, Hatsune Miku.
There you go, Hatsune Miku. She could like heal the Earth by herself. When Dark Gaia came out of Earth to break it, Hatsune Miku came in. This is silly. The Chip came in to.
I know, Brian. I'll give you props. You tried. I thank you for that. Thank you.
I just can't take it seriously.
My real name is Hatsune Miku.
The Chip
I can see the end of the horizon. Hatsune Miku.
Is that you? Have you come to put away my misery? Please.
Anyway, you were talking about, again, Chip, Light Gaia.
Yeah, whenever Dark Gaia came up, Chip would come in to heal the Earth. So I presume the Chaos Emeralds are like a plan B afterwards that they come up with. Because I'm not sure when the temples were made. Were they made by the Gaians? Possibly. So maybe after a while, and after the Chaos Emeralds came to Earth by the Asians, the Gaians made those temples and made it so that the Chaos Emeralds would work with them. So that's how they became the plan B that we use in Sonic Unleashed. I think that's the lore, maybe.
Yeah, makes sense to me. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder, how were these civilizations beforehand,
Yeah. How did the Gaians look like? Did they just look like humans? Or
were they like Chip, Because I
Maybe?
say like this because, we saw with the Asians, they kind of look like Chaos,
Yeah.
What if, they were kind of like Chip?
What if they were like descendants of Chip? What if like Chip reproduced like that many years ago, asexually, possibly?
Yeah, of course, asexually. Yeah.
I mean, maybe he could have done with Dark Gaia, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I like that. Enemies to lovers. Let's go.
Also, I love this cutscene.
And then Sonic just freezes in the air.
It's because
Oh my God.
For people who missed, Sonic went back in time to try and save Elise, but it's because of this boss fight, because of this, that he ends up saving Eggman as well.
Yep.
Because
Time travel is
Eggman doesn't die
bullshit.
after this. Like, I'm not sure if he had a parachute on or whatever, but like, possibly. But like, he doesn't die after this. I mean, he can't because he has to appear in the last story. So like,
Well, I mean, yeah, let's assume he had a parachute.
yeah.
Um,
But he still got like hit by like beep. Wee. Okay, this cutscene is beautiful. Let's say this is so well animated.
Yeah, that's another thing about this one is the CGI is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what? I found out the reason why when I was researching for my review. The people who made these CGI cutscenes in specific, it was Blur Studio, the same guys who did Shadow of 5 CGI cutscenes and will later on help with the Sonic movies.
Yep,
Well-
they have a neck for this, because even Sonic looks more on model with his other appearances, you know?
Yeah.
Look how expressive he is here. We almost made it.
It-
Ah!
In the game, his
Yeah.
shoes look different. He looks even like lankier and has different eyes. Like it's very different. She's dead. Rest in peace.
I felt I was invested in this story, because this is a nice moment. Yeah, she's finally safe, you know, it's over.
I also feel like Blur Studio did not have they didn't know the full script, so they were just like doing the cutscenes with the notes.
Oh,
they get
this
given.
laugh.
Yeah, I salute you, Jason Griffin.
Nice smile.
Nice smile.
Who says that? I don't know, but I said it.
I said it too. Ah, what a peaceful ending.
Oh no!
And that was the end of the
There's
first
also-
part of Sonic 06 commentary. And the final pots.
Any final pots?
Pot. What do we have? Pots.
Pots
I'm not
of
getting rid of
what?
it.
Pot.
Pots.
I'm not getting rid of it.
It's great for my glaucoma.
Yes.
It's great for my glaucoma.
Any
Alright.
final thoughts?
I think
Alright,
it's too
well-
early to say for me, so...
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Sonic story sucks. I mean, the fact that we had so many tangents instead of talking about it should tell you enough that, yeah, this story sucks.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it was great
but-
that we had tangents.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, yeah, we'll be a lot more invested in Silver and Shadow story because they're a little bit more interesting, and I feel like there's a bit more going on there. But, you know, it's, a lot of my thoughts is that, you know, the level design is good. I like the variety of levels. I like that there's a hub world.
It's too big,
But
though.
yeah, the game has glitches. Yeah, but still, I do like the ambition that this game has. I don't like Elise and Sonic's relationship. I mean, I don't think very many people do. But you know, I like that they tried at least with just this game's scope in general. Other stories are better, but it was nice to sort of revisit the game this way because it's been a long time since I played it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. So, with all that said, we'll see you guys for part 2 coming in later. Later!
Bye bye.
Adios.